Welcome in here to La Rosa's Field at Kibler Stadium in Mount Orb, Ohio. We're here for Friday Night Football, Goshen at Western Brown. Goshen coming in, playing pretty well so far this season, 6-3 overall. They're coached by Shane Elkin, now in his fourth season leading the Warriors. Overall record for Coach Elkin is 13-27, one playoff appearance for him. Last season, the Warriors 1-4 in the SBAAC, finished in last place. This season, the Warriors are 6-3, 2-2 in the conference. Most recently, coming off of a road at Wilmington, a tough win for them. 49-21 was the final in that one. And Western Brown, coached by Nick Osborne, now in his sixth season. Overall record for Coach Osborne, 36-27, 6 playoff victories for Coach Osborne. Western Brown coming off a road loss to Clinton Massey. Final score in that one, 37-0. Against the Falcons, Broncos struggled to get off the field defensively and really couldn't get much going on the offensive side. Struggled with turnovers. Clinton Massey able to create a lot of turnovers, score on those as well. Current record for the Broncos is 2-7. Looking to finish on a high note here on senior night in Mount Orb. Goshen key performers. Sophomore quarterback, number 10, Caden Slusher with 803 passing yards, 10 touchdowns through the air, 681 rushing yards, and 14 touchdowns on the ground. Junior running back, number 23, Gage Crowley, 1,625 rushing yards and 21 touchdowns on the ground. Junior running back, wide receiver number 12, Camden Talinda, 322 receiving, 2 touchdowns through the air, 114 rushing, and 5 touchdowns on the ground. Defensively, he's got 63 tackles, 1 forced fumble, 2 interceptions, and 3 pass breakups. Junior wide receiver number 3, Jomar Berg, 288 receiving and 5 touchdowns through the air. Defensively, he's got 22 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, 2 interceptions, 6 pass breakups. Junior linebacker number 21, Ryder Burial, 71 tackles, 1 sack, 3 tackles for loss, 3 forced fumbles, 3 pass breakups. Senior linebacker number 4, Jordan Williams, with 50 tackles, 3 sacks, 1 tackle for loss, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and 6 pass breakups. And junior defensive back number 2, Brody Flynn, with 40 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 3 fumble recoveries, 2 interceptions, and 7 pass breakups. This team gets after it through the air, so we'll see how Western Brown does against that attack. We know they've been running the ball a lot more frequently this season. Defensively for the Broncos, those key performers, senior defensive back number 32, Dre Mitchell, 42 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 interception, and 11 pass breakups. Senior defensive back number 1, Zayden Nichols, 34 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, 2 pass breakups. Junior linebacker number 18, Adam Pena, 74 tackles. That's a team leading stat. 1 sack, 5 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. And the leader of that defense, senior linebacker number 7, Ty Spalding, with 68 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 5 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. Offensively for the Broncos, led by sophomore quarterback number 16, Deion Bradford, with 1,776 passing yards, 12 touchdowns through the air, 367 rushing, and 4 touchdowns on the ground. A lot of that's been coming in these last few weeks as well as they lean on that rushing attack. Senior running back number 5, Justin Morgan, 965 rushing yards and 9 touchdowns. Only needs 35 to eclipse 1,000 for the season. 252 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns through the air for Morgan. Senior wide receiver number 3, Elijah Valdez, 501 receiving yards, 3 touchdowns. Junior tight end number 8, Peyton Day, with 391 receiving, 4 touchdowns through the air. Senior wide receiver number 17, Braden Harmon, with 432 receiving and 2 touchdowns. And just a stat I highlighted last week, but a pretty impressive stat, is the yards per catch for these receivers. Valdez with 12.5, Day with 11.8, Harmon 15.4, Morgan 15.8, and Loudermilk with 14.4 8.2 yards per completion. And we'll take a break. We'll be right back with you on 99.5 The Edge.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
Southern State Community College celebrates 50 years of educating our community. From humble beginnings, Southern State has evolved to become a cornerstone of accessible education, offering flexible learning that includes a growing number of online classes and fully online programs. Southern State Community College empowers you to succeed quickly with a very affordable tuition rate when compared to many four-year institutions. Call 800-628-7722 or apply online at sscc.edu. Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding. Family owned and operated since 1958.
What we believe matters because it shapes who we are. At First State Bank, we believe in rural communities. We have since our start in 1884. We're proud of where we come from. And while others have come and gone, we've remained because standing by the folks you believe in is what a real local bank does. First State Bank, built on belief.
At Western Brown for this final regular season matchup. Again, Goshen coming in 6-3, 2-2 in the league. Western Brown 2-7. And on senior night, a lot of these Western Brown starters getting their flowers before the game, getting to walk across the field with their families and loved ones. Moving on to the keys to the game for both teams. Starting with Western Brown, they've got to get into rhythm, stay balanced in that attack, open up that pass game. Rushing attack has really been strong for them all these last few games especially, but got to get that run game started to open up that pass game, to play action off of that. They've also got to limit those self-inflicted mistakes, penalties, negative plays, turnovers. It's something Coach Osborne has really talked about throughout the season after every contest, the pregame huddle that we do with him. They've got to create turnovers themselves and capitalize on those mistakes. He talked about how tough this triple option is to defend of Goshen and all the weapons that they have. Goshen just limit those turnovers, maintain those drives against Western Brown, and try to limit the offensive opportunities for those Broncos. And then Goshen has to try to make Western Brown one-dimensional, shut down that run game and force them to pass, try to get after Bradford in the backfield and make him uncomfortable. But we've seen Bradford, too, when he's rolling out. And, Greg, welcome in. You were a little bit late getting in here. But
yes, sir, I'm here.
Threw the headset on. But Bradford, he's done such a good job all season long, scrambling out of the pocket and rolling both ways. Usually you see a guy who's right-handed does a better job rolling out to his right as opposed to his left, having to turn those shoulders. But Bradford does a great job rolling both sides of the field. So we'll see how Goshen defends them. As Coach Osborne kind of has talked about that. They've changed the dynamic of their offense these last couple weeks and leaning more on that rushing attack. So it'll be interesting to see how Goshen defends that, but they're coming in hot off that win against Wilmington on the road.
Hey, you say coming in late. I made it with 6 seconds left to spare on the clock.
This is true.
It has been a little bit of a day, but we're here now, and like Rob said, I was actually listening to him as I pulled into the parking lot there, but some Week 10 senior night football action here at Western Brown, and you're talking about those keys to the game, and we talked with Coach Osborne about maybe what area they've grown the most over the season. And I think, that offense has really evolved from what we've seen over, I guess this is the fourth full season we've been doing this on the radio. Did one season there kind of on the NFHS stuff. But, over those years, it just seems like when we first started, it was sling it 60, 70, 80 times a game. And, obviously had a historic quarterback in Drew Novak to do that. Sutton did a nice job with that as well. But then, this year they've just had some trouble with, kind of controlling the pace of the game and things get away from them a little bit. And then they're kind of fighting from behind. They've gone to that run game. They've won 2 of their last 3, got a chance to win 3 league games here and finish in the top 2 or 3 of that American division with Wilmington going down last week if they can win this one here. So, I think the offense has just come a long way. And, kudos to Coach Osborne and his staff for kind of making those adjustments. And that's not something that's easy to do. We talked about Massey. They do what they do, and they do it so well. Western Brown did that so well for so many years, but now kind of going a different direction. It's been successful for them here in the second half of the season.
Yeah, it really has. And one thing that Coach Osborne talks about, too, is really they've been in every single game that they've played all season long, aside from if you want to exclude the Clinton Massey one, because that one was 30-0 at the half. But every other game was at least or at most a 2-score game at the half. So they were competitive early on, and it was really just, can we play for 48 minutes? Can we compete for 48 minutes? And some of those games, Simon Kenton, wheels kind of fell off. Jackson, they kept it close there, and Chillicothe was a close one as well. So it's just one of those things. Wilmington, same way. It was tied at half at 7, and that one got out of hand in the second half. But can you compete for those 48 minutes? And the emotion's going to be running high here tonight, senior night, as looks like Western Brown is going to be kicking off to Goshen. So Goshen will start with the ball tonight. But how are they going to handle those emotions? A lot of these seniors on this team playing for their final game of their career.
Well, and hey, listen, I have an excuse why I didn't see the coin toss tonight. I wasn't here. So you were doing this by yourself for a few minutes. So I'm going to say this is one of the few times we've had a legitimate excuse not to watch the coin toss. So Western Brown will kick it away, so Goshen will have it on offense first. Jetter has it teed up on the 40-yard line. Line drive kick down the middle is going to be fielded on a hop by the Goshen return man, going straight up the middle, has some blocks, and it looks like he's got one man to beat and some serious speed out of the gate. That's number 3, Jomar Berg, trying to chase him down. Mitchell dives at the goal line, but Berg is going to take it to the house. So not the start you wanted on senior night here. Berg got that thing on a bounce like a shortstop catching a ground ball and never broke stride right down the middle. And Goshen leads this one 11 seconds into the ballgame, 6-0.
That was some speed. We haven't seen top-end speed like that in a while, probably since really that Chillicothe game, I'd say. Man, that was electric. He took off. Usually you see guys be a little patient initially when they get the ball, but he shot out of a gun there.
Chance Martin on to kick the extra point. The end-over-end kick is up and good to make it 7-0. I'm sure, I think he's from Puerto Rico. He lives in California. I'm sure he's not listening. I had a teammate in college named Jomar was his first name. And I got to be honest with you, Jomar would still be running and not be to the 50 on that thing. That was unbelievable, man. Like you said, he caught it and took off. Shot out of a cannon right down the middle of the field and never broke stride. Mitchell almost ran him down right before the goal line, as I think Berg was kind of running out of steam there at the end, but not able to get him. What a return by Jomar Berg.
Yeah, that was extremely impressive. Like I said, typically you see guys, all right, let my blocks get set up, wait for a lane to open up. He was just boom from the jump. If you're watching, that was extremely impressive. A lot of speed, and I talked about some of those stats in the pregame too, as he's been electric on the offensive end as well, not just special teams for Berg.
So we'll have a kickoff going the other way now for Western Brown, as Goshen will kick it away after the quick score. The opening kickoff taken to the house for a touchdown by Jomar Berg. So maybe Western Brown, it would be, hey, listen, we're talking about the broadcaster jinx. Maybe I'm going to put one out here. Wouldn't it be crazy if we saw back-to-back kickoffs for touchdowns?
That would be pretty impressive.
That would be a wild start to Week 10 here. We'll see what happens. 2 men back deep to receive for Western Brown, Loudermilk and Justin Morgan. Chance Martin will kick it away for the Goshen Warriors. They're going to kick this one on the ground, and it will trickle out of bounds. So we will not see a return for a touchdown. That will be a penalty as the kick goes out of bounds. So Western Brown have pretty good field position here to start their first drive. Western Brown wearing their brown jerseys, brown pants, white helmets. Goshen in their red pants, white jerseys, red helmets. And if you're listening on the radio, Western Brown headed from left to right on your radio dial here in this first quarter. So Western Brown going to try to answer back after that quick touchdown strike from Goshen. They'll have it on the 35-yard line. So, again, pretty good field position for the Western Brown offense trotting out for their first possession of the night.
I don't know if I didn't notice this the last couple of years. That's might be the first time I've seen Goshen in red helmets. Usually I remember it being silver or
yeah, I think you're right. They did have
different.
the silver with the big G on the side, I think, yeah. So it'll be 1st and 10, empty set on the first play for Western Brown. Bradford takes a snap, quick throw, has it complete over to Loudermilk towards his own sideline, goes knocked out of bounds. But goes forward for about a 3-yard gain up to the 38-yard line. We're going to be 2nd down and 7.
And that'll be good for that offense, too. Get things opened up. Bradford gets a completion out to the edge. It's almost an extension of the run play with the screen game, but get things open up.
So now check the sideline to Coach Osborne for the play call. 11:23 on the clock. Again, Goshen leads early 7-0. Bradford takes a snap, looking over the middle. He's going to run this one, has some running room. Trying to make a move to the outside, makes the tackler miss. Goes out of bounds. We'll see where they spot it. I think he's going to be about a couple yards short of that first down marker. But a nice little run on 2nd down will set him up 3rd down and looks to be about 1.
And good move, too, right there on the sideline to get a couple extra, maybe 2-3 extra yards there, and 3rd and short.
So they're going to call it 3rd and 1. Ball's on the 44-yard line. Handing off to Morgan. He's going up the middle, bounces around, able to keep the legs turning, and falls forward for enough yardage for the first down up to about the 47-yard line. That'll move the chains and keep the drive going for the Broncos.
Yeah, nice run. And initially, it didn't look like he had enough to get it, but able to spin off of the pile there, kind of in the middle of the field, and get to that right side, pick up the first down.
Broncos going quick here in the first quarter. Bradford ready for the snap. Has some pressure, steps up through it. He's going to run it again up the middle. Has some room past midfield up to the opposite 45 and pass yard line down to about the 42-yard line. That's going to be about 12 yards on the first down run from Bradford. That'll move the chains again. Back-to-back first downs for Western Brown.
This is something I've kind of missed from this offense, too. We've seen Coach Osborne really slow it down with Bradford in there, the young quarterback. But it seemed like early on in the season they played the best when they were playing quick.
Empty set again. It's quick snap. Quick throw over towards the side. Has it complete to Valdez. Setting up some blocks. Valdez is going to put his head down. Goes forward for a positive gain. Now he's going to be knocked backwards by a couple of tacklers. They're going to give him about 3, maybe 4 yards on that play. It'll be 2nd and medium here for Western Brown.
I think one of the things, too, when you play quick like this is you limit substitutions for the defense and you limit changes that they're going to make. They're going to run more basic concepts. You might see a blitz here and there, but they're going to stay mostly in their base package.
Quick snap, now a screen to the other side. Same way, Valdez gets it, tries to get to the outside, now going to be cut down around the ankles. Does go forward for another positive gain. I think he's going to be just short of the first down. Looks like they're going to mark it about 3rd and a short yard here to move the chains for Western Brown. Another nice little screen play to Valdez.
Yeah, another big gain, yards after the catch there. Gets really close to those chains. Definitely going to be 2 down territory for Coach Osborne.
This time Morgan will line up on the left hip of Bradford. Still going quick. Hand it to Morgan off that left side. Cuts it back to the right. Nice cutback move. Morgan makes another man miss. Trying to get to the outside. Made a nice, all kinds of people miss. Able to get enough yards to the first down. Down inside the 25 to about the 24-yard line. Another first down run for Justin Morgan.
Almost identical to that first 3rd down conversion that they had on the drive. Now 2 for 2 on 3rd down.
Empty set again. 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Ball's on the right hash mark. Western Brown headed towards Mount Middle School in that south end zone over there now. Bradford tries to hard count. Nothing there. Looks over to the sideline now. Gets back up quick to the line. He's right on the 30-yard line. Takes the snap. Looking to his right. Going to throw it over the middle. And pass was intended for Peyton Day. Never got his hands up. And it falls incomplete. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
It was overthrew him a little bit to the middle of the field. Looked like he had a step on the defender, but Bradford just put a little too much in front of that one on Day.
Remember, coming up at the half is the Health Source of Ohio halftime report. We'll give you our first half checkup and get you set to get back to action. Bradford takes the snap. He's running this one all the way. Going off that right side. Takes a shot from a couple of Goshen Warrior tacklers. Now it's going to be pushed back with forward progress. Looks like he's going to go forward for about a 3, maybe 4-yard gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6 for the Western Brown offense.
Yeah, decent run there. And they move it back now, maybe 3rd and 7, 6.5 or so. Medium no for this Bronco offense. Slowing down a little bit now that they're getting a little bit closer to the end zone.
Good opening drive for Western Brown, though, eating up a lot of time, gaining quite a bit of yards. Had a lot of success in the passing game so far. Bradford looking to throw this one. Penalty flag flies out there. They're going to blow it dead. And it looks like some movement on the Western Brown offense is going to back them up 5 yards. It's going to make this third down a little more difficult for that Western Brown offense.
That'll be the first penalty against Western Brown tonight. Third down now for the Broncos on this opening drive.
So it's going to be third down and 11 now after the penalty. It looks like third down and 11 and a half, we'll call it. 3 bunch on the left, 2 on the right. Bradford in the shotgun, takes the snap. Looking towards his left, wants to throw it that way, has good protection. Now rolls out to his right, trying to find somebody, throws it late, has a man complete. Peyton Day inside the 5. He's going to be slung out of bounds right about that 4 or 5 yard line. It's going to set him up first and goal. Nice job by Bradford extending the play, and Day found kind of a little soft spot there and sat down. Nice little throw and catch.
Yeah, Day is just, I think his nickname should be Outlet because he has been that for Bradford all season long. In those third down, fourth down situations, he finds that soft spot, just sits in it, waits for Bradford.
First and goal, they're going to hand it to Morgan. Morgan going off that left side, cuts it back up the middle. Morgan still fighting, and Justin Morgan's in for the touchdown. Nice run by Justin Morgan. Had to make a couple of guys miss, and big Ty Spalding in there on offense. Got a pancake block on one of the Goshen defenders. And Morgan takes it in for 6, and we're an extra point away from a tie ball game.
What a great start to this final regular season game for Western Brown. Drives right down the field, mixed it up, a little bit of passing, running. Pretty balanced in that attack, and go right down the field. 3 for 3 on third down conversions.
Naomi Cover on to kick the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. So she has been money as of late. The senior soccer kicker here for the Broncos. It puts it in, makes it a 7-7 ball game. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Gotcha.
Hey.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things. Like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Cooper Tarvin Insurance. Call 513-752-9960 or visit ctinsurance.net.
Roses Field, Kibler Stadium. We are all tied up at 7 apiece as Western Brown answers that opening touchdown kickoff return from Goshen with 7 points of their own. And like you said, Rob, great drive from Western Brown. Went really quick there in the middle of the field, got down in the red zone, kind of slowed things down, found Day, Mr. Outlet himself, and then Morgan punches it in.
Yeah, really good opening drive. Got to be happy with that. I think they only took maybe one play for no yards, and then they had the penalty setback, but capitalized right after those plays as they keep this one on the ground and out of the hands of Berg.
Jeter pooches that one on the ground. They do scoop it up, take it back to about the 40-yard line, so a pretty good return there on the kind of squib kick. That was number 4 that time, Jordan Williams, on the return for the Goshen Warriors. They'll have it about the 40-yard line, so good field position for them as well. But like you said, I think the speed from Mr. Berg was one time was enough for Coach Osborne and Coach Chaz Patton on that special teams unit to say, maybe we'll just keep this one out of his hands.
Definitely, yeah. That was an impressive start to their ball game as we'll see them for the first time offensively with that big offensive line unit out there.
So they'll go two on the right, 1 on the left, 2 men in the backfield with the quarterback ready for the snap. Takes it. They're going to hand this one off, going up the middle. Able to get forward for a couple of yards up to about the 45. So a pretty good little run on first down. I'll give him about 5 yards, I believe. That was Crawley on the first carry. It'll be second down and looks to be about 5.
Yeah, I think with this attack, we'll see them try to slow it down, limit those possessions. Coach Osborne talked about that, but kind of running this spread attack, option attack as well.
Slusher in the backfield in the shotgun, 3 on the right, 1 on the left. Slusher takes a snap, wants to throw this one, throws it quick over towards the Western Brown sideline. The pass was intended over there on the far side for number 88. It falls incomplete. Levi Jackson, the big sophomore wide receiver, tried to go get it, but it was a little underthrown, slipped and fell, and it's going to be third down and 6.
And now third and medium, this Bronco defense, good chance now right around midfield to get off with a stop here on third down.
You said it, man. This Goshen offense has some big dudes out there. That offensive line is big, and that sophomore receiver on the outside, Levi Jackson, goes 6'4", 185. Sophomore quarterback Slusher as well. Going to hand this one. I know he fakes the handoff, takes it himself. They went down and faked me out, got Crawley on the ground, but Slusher takes this one all the way down past the 40 to about the 39-yard line. So a big run by Slusher on third down will move the chains into Western Brown territory.
That was an excellent read by Slusher, too, as Ty Spalding ate up that dive inside look. Slusher pulled it and picked up about 15 around the edge.
Again, it's a good thing I wasn't playing linebacker because he got me too. I thought for sure Crawley had that one. Nice play by Slusher. Crawley in the backfield with Slusher. 3 men on the right. Slusher ready for the snap. Going to hand this one off up the middle. Nope, he faked me out again. He keeps it this time, but this time going for maybe even a short loss back to about the 40-yard line. So it's a good thing I'm not playing defense out there for the Broncos tonight.
Yeah, that was Ty Spalding again, but that time his read now was on the quarterback, and he took care of that one. It is going to be marked for about a 1-yard loss, maybe a half-yard loss.
Again, sophomore quarterback Caden Slusher, 6'3", 185. Again, this Goshen Warrior team, I think they had a really, really good junior high program as well. So bright future for the Warriors of Goshen. They're going to hand this one off up the middle, able to get out of some tackles, still turning the legs as Crawley, and that's going to be a big run all the way down inside the 30. That's going to move the chain, so about a 13-yard run there. A couple of Broncos had a chance at him, couldn't get him down. Nice run by Crawley.
Yeah, I think that was Carter Saylor kind of got to him, and he's able to run through that initial tackle attempt about 2 yards down the field and pick up a big first down after the loss on first.
I think I saw Crawley's coming off of like a 250-yard performance at Wilmington last Friday, so very capable runner and over 1,000 on the season, I believe. They're going to hand it to him again up the middle. This time they're going to bring him down, but keeps the pile moving. He's going to go forward for about 4 yards. It looks like it's going to bring up second down and medium here for Goshen.
Yeah, and he's one of those running backs, not super tall, but he's got some pretty beefy legs, able to run with some weight behind him and run behind those shoulder pads as well.
Definitely built like a running back. Going to have 2 on either side. 1 man in the backfield behind Slusher. He's ready for the snap. Takes it. Going to throw it quick out towards his own sideline. Has it complete on the far side. And pretty good coverage. They're able to knock him out of bounds, but does go forward for a positive gain. That's going to be enough for another first down. That pass was to Jomar Berg, and that's going to set him up inside the 15. Looks to be about the 13-yard line for Goshen.
Berg's got a twitch to him. I mean, you can see that instant acceleration when he gets the ball in his hands. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it goes 5'6", 150, the junior wide receiver, but has some elite top-end speed. 3 bunch on the left. 1 man in the backfield was Slusher. Slusher takes the snap. He's going to hand it off this time on the right side. Broncos ready for it. Does go forward for maybe about a yard. It's going to bring up second down and 9 for the Goshen offense.
Yeah, not a lot going there. Broncos ready for that one. Interior of this defense has really done a good job most of the season. A couple plays here on this series that they've done well, Goshen has, but Western Brown interior-wise, run game has been really good. Where they've been burned a lot has been on the edges.
4 minutes and 45 seconds to go in this first quarter. 7-7 here, all tied up in this one. Slusher's going to hand this one off. Crawley breaks a tackle, and he's going into the end zone. Gage Crawley will take it in for his first touchdown of the night. And Goshen leads 13-7 now. The extra point coming up, they answer right back.
Yeah, good run there. Good series for Goshen to answer right back after the Western Brown offensive series. Gets that game tied up. And Crawley answers right back with a touchdown of his own to keep that lead at 7.
Chance Martin on to kick the extra point here for Goshen. Low snap, able to handle it. Nice looking end over end kick. It's up and good. That was a nice job by the holder. That was kind of a ground ball snap. He scooped it up, put it down, and Martin knocked it through. 14-7, Goshen leads. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxler Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Baxter Tractor.
Welcome back in here. Goshen answers back. They're up now by a score 14-7, and a good-looking drive. And we were talking that offensive line. Western Brown's seen some really big offensive lines this year from Jackson, and now here tonight, a couple other schools that they played against. Obviously, the big man up at Miami Trace going to Clemson. So some pretty good offensive lines the Broncos have seen. But that was a nice drive by Goshen to answer back.
Yeah, I think Miami Trace has a pretty big offensive line, but Guthrie kind of just makes everybody look small. It's
Right.
6'7" or 6'8" or whatever he is. Enormous kid.
There's going to be a kick fielded by Morgan over on the far side on the 15-yard line, trying to cut it back up the middle. Pretty good coverage, able to break out through the first tackle. Goes out to about the 28, maybe 29-yard line. We'll see where the final spot's going to be, but pretty good return from Morgan to get it back up near the 30-yard line. So, Western Brown going to have to try to keep the pace here. We talked about Goshen scores a lot of points. They scored almost 50 points last week. They're capable of putting those drives together. They've got some electric playmakers that we've seen already. And we'll see if Western Brown can keep the pace. This is kind of one of those games that feels like it's going to come down to who can get a turnover, who can get a big stop or a fourth down stop. And if you're able to do that, it might put yourself in a chance to get the ball last and win this thing.
Definitely. And at this pace, they're going to be close to probably 12 possessions in the ball game.
Empty set from Western Brown. 3 on the right. And now a penalty flag flies out. Some movement over on that far side. It's going to be a false start going against Western Brown. I didn't see it was the far side line judge that threw the flag, so it might have been one of the receivers or someone on that left side of the offensive line, but back them up 5 will make it a first down and 15.
Yeah, and that's, again, one of those things, self-inflicted mistakes. They've had a false start on back-to-back drives here to open up the ball game.
So first down and 15. They're going to hand it off up the middle, and that was Bradford that ran it that time. Tried to go off that right side. I think he does get a yard or two maybe, but it's still going to be second down and long here for the Western Brown offense. Not much going there.
The end of the top of the field there, saw that immediately and crashed on Bradford. Limited that to maybe a yard and a half gain there.
So now they'll move Morgan in the backfield, 3 on the right. Bradford in the shotgun, takes the snap on the 20-yard line, looking over the middle. Now steps up through the pocket, it's going to throw it late. And a little short hop intended for Valdez goes incomplete. It's going to be third down and 14.
They had Valdez down the field open, maybe about 8 or 9 yards down the field, and just kind of short hop that one to him. And now it's going to be third and long.
So third down and 14. They're going to go empty. 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Ball's right in the middle of the field on the 25-yard line. Need the 39 for a first down. Now Bradford will check the sideline to Coach Osborne for the final call. Offense relaying it in. 4 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Bradford takes the snap. Good protection. Rolls out to his left. Now out towards the sideline. Is going to throw it late, and it's going to be intercepted. Over on the far side, that's going to be an interception. That was number 35, I believe, Jace Combs, the senior linebacker, came up with the interception, was trying to get it to Morgan, I believe, down that far sideline. And Combs was right in the way, ready for that one. Takes it away, the first turnover of the game.
Yeah, big turnover there. Great field position now for this offense to extend that to a 2-score lead now inside the 30 of Western Brown.
So they'll have it on the 26-yard line with 3:51 to go, leading by 7. Goshen with a chance here to extend their lead and try to take a 2-score lead going into this second quarter. 3 men on the left. Crowley in the backfield behind Slusher in the shotgun. Caden Slusher right on the 30-yard line, ready for the snap. Takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff. Rolls out to his left. Wants to throw it late. Has a man wide open. Nobody covering number 12, Cam Talinda. And an easy throw and catch and a one-play drive touchdown. Extends this out to a 2-score lead now for Goshen.
Yeah, and that was an RPO concept. He just pulled that one and then ran to the edge. Didn't have any room to run, so he decided to throw it to his number 1 target in Talinda. And that was an easy score for Goshen to start this one-play drive.
So Chance Martin on to kick the extra point, trying to make it a 21-7 game. Kick is up and flies over the Western Brown band into the track area and is good. Makes it a 21-7 ball game in favor of Goshen. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
Welcome back in here. Goshen turns the turnover into a quick touchdown, one-play touchdown drive. Cam Talinda gets his first touchdown of the night. And like you said, Rob, in the break there, this offense is balanced. They can run it, they can throw it. They got big guys up front. They got some big, tall, long receivers. And it's going to be a tough task for the Western Brown defense here tonight.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, they're extremely balanced in their attack, very similar in how they attack too, out of the spread, but they can run it, they can throw it. They've got deep threats, and we were kind of talking there in the break. You mentioned how young this team is too, extremely young. A lot of their top 3 scorers there, number 1 receiver, running back, and quarterback, all underclassmen.
And Loudermilk takes it on a hop, and he's past some of the return men, able to get it all the way out past the 40-yard line. So a nice return by Isaiah Loudermilk out to about the 41-yard line. Only had a couple of people to beat. We've seen him a couple of big returns. He hasn't been able to take one all the way, but Loudermilk got some good top-end speed for Western Brown. They're going to spot it on the 42-yard line. So a really nice return as Loudermilk had to kind of take that one on a short hop, but was able to scoop it up, and a nice return out to the 42.
Yeah, he's done a great job this season on returns. We saw him take a knock early in the season and kind of got bumped out of that role for a couple weeks, but getting to see him back in there has had a couple explosive returns here as of late.
So Morgan will line up in the backfield with Bradford. 2 receivers out wide to the right. Takes a snap. They're going to hand it to Morgan coming off that right side, and he's going to go down for no gain. It looks like they're going to spot him right back at the 42-yard line, so good job by that Goshen defensive front to get him down for no gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
And nothing going inside. It looked like a guy fell down there, kind of got in the way of Morgan and just had nowhere to go, and lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So they're going to spread him out 5 wide, 3 on the right, 2 lined up on the left. Ball right in the middle of the field. Bradford takes the snap, looking to throw over towards the Goshen sideline, and a little miscommunication. That falls incomplete as Berg was the only one really in the area. As incomplete will be 3rd down and 10 down for the Western Brown offense.
Yeah, Harmon was on a different page there with Bradford. He was running down the field, had several yards on the DB there, and Bradford kind of threw an intermediate out route.
So it'll be similar formation here, 3 on the right, 1 on the left. Morgan lines up in the backfield with Bradford. Bradford rolling out to his right, trying to throw it on 3rd and 10. Throws it towards the sideline in a low throw, and no signal yet. They're going to call it a catch. Heck of a catch by Isaiah Loudermilk. Had to go down on both knees to get it just short of that sideline, and a big 3rd down conversion for the Western Brown offense.
Yeah, that was a great catch, sliding catch towards his own bench, and able to bring that one in. Now across the 50, 1st down Broncos.
Empty set again. 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Ball's on the right hash mark. Takes a snap, looking towards this sideline, throws it again, has it complete. Back-to-back completions to Isaiah Loudermilk, and he's going to be stood up and knocked down after about a 4, maybe 5-yard gain. It's going to bring up 2nd down and about 5 here for the Western Brown offense.
And nice catch, and then took a big shot at the end by 2 or 3 defenders from the Warriors, but picks up about 5.
That's got to be rough when you kind of get stood up and then 2 or 3 guys kind of get a free shot at you without your feet on the ground. Bradford, they're going quick again, takes a snap, throw over towards the far sideline, and a nice play on the defensive side. It bounced off the hands of Harmon, and Jomar Berg got a shot on him right as the football got there. So a good play by Jomar Berg. It'll be incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, had that comeback route for Harmon and just not able to reel that in before Berg got on him. He closed pretty quick.
Got a few costumes here tonight. See Shrek walking down the stands here. We got some costumes getting close to Halloween next Friday. Bradford takes a snap, has good protection, rolls out to his left now. Going to try to square his shoulders late. Now he's going to run it past the 40, up past the 30. He's going to take a couple of shots over on that far sideline. A couple of the Western Brown coaches wanted a penalty, and I think he's going to have enough for the 1st down. He's all the way down inside the 30, so a nice job by Bradford to kind of keep the shoulders square like he was going to throw it, and then at the last second tucked it down, and a nice gain will move the chains.
Yeah, I think he was upset, maybe thought he was going to get a horse collar over there on the edge. But does enough to get that 1st down on his own.
He did get spun around kind of awkwardly, but so far away from us, hard to see. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Bradford, really quick throw out to Morgan on the right, trying to set up some blocks. Morgan gets up the field now, trying to get to the edge, breaks a tackle, and gets knocked out of bounds. He's going to be really close to 1st down yardage. We'll see where they spot it, but Morgan run after the catch, and I think they're going to call it 2nd and very short here for Western Brown.
And really good blocks, too, on the edge by Day and Loudermilk, springing Morgan free for almost another 1st down.
So it's going to be 2nd, and I don't even think it's a full yard here with 1:50 to go. They're going to hand it to Morgan, trying to go off that right side. Stiff arms a tackler and goes down. We're going to see where they spot it. I'm not sure he got enough. I don't think he really got anywhere, and they're going to mark it no gain, 3rd down and 1 again.
Yeah, looked like they maybe gave him
a couple inches.
6 inches. on that one, but another third down now for this offense. That'll be number 7 of this first quarter.
Yeah, the old down marker just moved about, just a little tiny move there. They're going to hand it to Morgan, trying to dance around that left side, gets a little bit of a push, and it's going to be close again. I'm not sure. We'll see where they spot it. It's going to be right what they need, and they're going to go ahead and move it. So tough run by Morgan, and they needed about 6 inches, and I think that's about what he got.
Yeah, that was close from the initial indications of the officials, but they were able to eyeball it pretty quickly, and that's the 7th first down now for this offense in the first quarter.
And then, it took till week 10, but we finally got some football weather here, right? This is some fall football weather here. It only took us a whole season to get there. Bradford takes a snap, fakes the throw out to the right, and I think wisely tucked it down. He's going to run, gets cut down, and goes forward for a couple of yards. And it looked like he wanted to throw that screen, but a defender got in there so quick and jumped that Bradford made the wise decision to just tuck it down and gets a couple of yards.
Yeah, that was an excellent reaction from him to tuck that ball up, because that probably would have been batted or even worse. But you talked about the weather. It's been another incredible season, and finally we do get a chilly night here in the fall, late October.
Hey, you're not usually talking about guys getting cramps in week 8 because of the heat, but we had that some this year, and now some movement and the penalty flag flies out. Everybody was pointing around, and I think usually that's going to be offense is going to be guilty. And they're going to kind of talk about it. I'm not sure. I think some of those interior offensive linemen kind of moved, and I'm not sure if the nose guard kind of jumped towards the ball and drew him off that way. They're going to have a little conversation about it here. Everybody in the trenches there was pointing at each other, and it's always the other person's fault. We'll see. And some of the West Round players are clapping, so it looks like they're happy with the decision. So, yeah, I think it was maybe – did you see that signal? He, put his hand on the back of his head there or something.
Yeah, I don't know if that's emulating the snap count or what the signal was, but unique call, but it'll be 5 yards, though, for the Broncos.
Yeah, so they'll take it, the 5-yard penalty. Again, it wasn't an offsides or a neutral zone type thing. I don't know. I'm going to have to look up that signal. Bradford in the shotgun, takes a snap, quick throw over towards the left, has it complete to Valdez. Valdez gets a block, and it goes down around the 5-yard line. I think it's going to be enough for a first down, and it's going to move the chain, set them up first down and goal here with 17 seconds to go in the first quarter.
First down, number 8 now, first and goal. Another chance to score here, but Coach Osborne may just elect to take this one to the second quarter. Think about this one a little bit.
Under 10 seconds to go, and they're not in a hurry at all. So that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Goshen currently leads 21-7 over Western Brown, but Western Brown knocking on the door on the 5-yard line, trying to cut into that 14-point lead. We will take a break, and we'll be back with second quarter action right after this on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
C103, 99.5 The Edge, and Good Guys Radio TV are your source for everything local. From Shack basketball
Shot by Osborne, 3 on the buzzer!
to Shack baseball.
Wells is going to try. He makes it. He's safe.
Western Brown football
Throws it towards the end zone, and it's complete!
to Shack volleyball.
Hatton for the kill, it's good.
Local fairs, festivals, and more.
Ire to the finish line.
Crosses the line to get the victory.
Never miss a moment with C103, 99.5 The Edge, and Good Guys Radio TV.
Welcome back in here. Second quarter action, senior night at Western Brown. Goshen currently leads 21-7, but Western Brown put another really nice drive here together trying to answer back.
Yeah, they are, and aside from that second series, done a great job offensively. They've put in some third down situations, but a lot of the more recent ones have been third and shorts and able to convert on all but one of those so far tonight.
Bradford in the shotgun is going to hand this one off to Morgan off the right side. Makes a nice cut move back up the middle. Morgan still fighting. Can't quite get across the goal line. They're going to spot him, I think, about the 1-yard line, so about a 4-yard run there for Morgan. It'll be second down and goal for Western Brown.
Yeah, nice run there. Good push at the end to get down. Looks like they marked it maybe at the 1.5, 2-yard line there.
So it'll be second and goal from just under 2 yards away. High snap, able to take it, hands it down. They're going to fake it. Bradford fake me out again. These quarterbacks are getting me good here tonight. Bradford takes that one in. Does a little read option there, pulls it down, And Bradford takes it to the house for 6, and we've got a 21-13 ball game with the extra point coming up.
Yeah, good read, good pull from Bradford. And they close on Morgan quick, and then he gets around the edge.
So the extra point from Naomi Cover will be coming up here soon, as being Emmanuel Gibbs was pretty pumped about a block there, and referee had to come over and just kind of tell him to cool the jets a little bit, but nothing wrong with being a little excited after has to feel good to get a big pancake block on the goal line like that.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's exciting. He's got a lot of adrenaline running through him right now.
Cover's extra point is up, and it is good. Makes it a 21-14 ball game. So we'll just keep it here for this this little in-between possessions here. But, again, another really nice drive by Western Brown. They gave up another touchdown on the defensive side, but they're able to answer back. And, just going to have to find a way to slow the offense down and put themselves in a chance to put them in a fourth down or to put them in a situation where they can create a turnover. But, like we said, it just seems like Goshen, they just really balanced. They got multiple guys they can get the ball to, and it's going to be a tough task, but we'll see if they're able to make some adjustments here and try to come up with a stop here on this drive.
Yeah, and it really comes down to those first down plays. Can you get them off schedule and out of their rhythm offensively? Can you get a tackle for loss or no gain on first down, force an incompletion, something like that, to get them off schedule, off script, and then you can attack in those second and long, third and long situations.
And, I got to be honest with you. We've heard Coach Osborne talk about his son Bennett. He's right here in front of us in the press box. I don't think he's loving this fall weather. He's been he's bundled up down there and been a little cranky here tonight. So pretty happy on those warm evenings. So Bennett, trying to make it through this Week 10 action here at Western Brown.
Yeah, pretty chilly, up past your bedtime. That's not a great recipe for a 1-year-old.
Or a 35-year-old that may pass my bedtime here soon. 11 and a half minutes to go in this second quarter. Jenner's going to kick it away, and a line drive kick. And it's going to bounce. It's going to be fielded by Berg right around the 12-yard line. He's trying to go up the middle, and good coverage this time by Western Brown as he tried to go up the middle. And I believe that was Peyton Day and Dre Mitchell that got to him and brought him down. And he does go out to the 30-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 there for the Goshen offense, but much better kickoff coverage that time by the Broncos.
Yeah, and that bounce is always a tough one to field. Like they are going to move it to the 30-yard line.
So now Goshen will be headed from left to right on your radio dial. Then Western Brown from right to left over towards the elementary side end zone. Goshen will trot out for their first offensive possession here in the second quarter. And you said it, man, a big 75, Hayden Peters, the junior, goes 6'3", 340. Big man on the right side of that offensive line. They're going to hand this one off to Crawley, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, still churning, fighting for yards. About an 11-yard scamper on first down. A nice run by Gage Crowley will move the chains for Goshen.
A nice run, a couple nice stiff arms, too, to break free and carry a defender for a couple yards as well. He's been a pretty impressive runner for Goshen so far tonight. And all throughout the season, he has over 1,600 yards rushing. I think that leads the league, if I'm not mistaken, but pretty impressive stat either way. 21 touchdowns as well coming into tonight.
Not a bad season there for the junior running back. So now taking their time getting the play in, under 10 seconds on the play clock. 2 receivers on the left. Slusher in the shotgun with Crawley behind him. Got to hand it to him again, going off that left side this time, and Crawley hits the hole with a ton of speed, goes past midfield, and he's going to have back-to-back first down runs. About 22 yards on back-to-back carries there for the junior running back, and he's starting to find his momentum here in this second quarter.
And he's one of those guys, too. He only needs a little seam, and he runs with a full head of steam. Once he gets to that line of scrimmage, he's going to get at least 1-2 yards with that initial contact.
He reminds me a lot of Patchell from New Richmond, just full speed as soon as he gets to that line of scrimmage and just hard to bring down. And he's having a good second start to the second quarter here so far. They're going to go back to him. If it ain't broke, don't fix it off the right side of the line. This time they're going to get him down short of the first down, but another 6, maybe 7-yard gain on first down. Another nice run for Crawley.
Yeah, they're kind of just gashing the Broncos right now. Again, just little seams inside, right off the guard, hip, and up the field. Kind of got away from that read where they're pulling it with Slusher, but he's doing a great job right now.
Slusher ready for the snap. This time he wants to throw it. Has some pressure from Spalding. He's going to throw it late. Has a man over on the far side. Almost intercepted I believe that was Montana Wells on the far side, had a chance at a pick, and a nice job by him cutting in front of Talinda to at least knock it down, but could have had an interception. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 3 for the Goshen offense.
Yeah, and that time Ty Spalding came on an inside blitz, and Crawley did a great job in blitz pickup. Put a big hit on Spalding and gave Slusher enough time to throw that one up, but then they get the pass breakup at the end. That might be that play here now. They get him in a 3rd down situation. This territory, though, looks like it's probably going to be a run.
Slusher takes the snap, hands it to Crawley. They get to him quick, and he's not going to get it. He might have lost a yard there, too, as multiple Broncos get in on him. That was big. Number 44, Jaclay Newland, got to him first. They do give him about a yard, so it's going to be a 4th down and 1 situation here. And it looks like Goshen going to go for it on 4th and short.
And Newland got there quick and playing in that inside of that D-line. Didn't let go either.
We haven't called his name a lot this year, but he goes 6'5", 220. And now some movement up front, and penalty flags fly out. And we'll see, and it's going to be offside, so they're going to give him a free 1st down on 4th down. They got a little jumpy there as they tried to come up and get to the ball quick as they were expecting a handoff to Crawley there again. And got a little too jumpy. I'll make it 1st and 10.
Yeah, it's a tough one to give up. You finally get him in a 4th down situation after stopping that 3rd down and then give him a free one.
3 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Slusher looks to throw to the right. Has Jomar Berg complete, trying to get out of a tackle. Nice job on the outside to bring him down is Dre Mitchell, but it will go forward for about 9 yards. Looks like it's going to be 2nd down and short here for Goshen.
Yeah, Mitchell did a good job that open field tackle, but not after about 9 yards from Berg, 8 or 9 yards.
So they'll give him 8 up to the 30 or the 25-yard line rather, where it'll be 2nd down and 2. 8. They stop the clock as he gets thrown out of bounds with 8:58 to go in the 3rd. Goshen with a 21-14 lead over Western Brown. Slusher takes the snap, hands it to Crawley, cuts it back to the right. Pena is there to meet him with a couple other Broncos. I believe that was Lakin Dealin on that tackle as well. But it's going to be enough for a 1st down. Got about 3 or 4, only needed a couple. And that'll move the chains for Goshen again.
That'll be Goshen's 4th 1st down in this 2nd quarter.
Call timeout!
So it's going to be 1st and 10 inside the 25-yard line. 3 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Crowley in the backfield behind Slusher. Slusher takes the snap, hands it to Crawley, and this time they're ready for it. Going to drive him back and knock him backwards. That was number 59, Nash Scroggins, that got to him first. And they're going to drop him for a lot or no gain here. Maybe they might give him a short yard with forward progress. But a good job by the Western Brown front there to knock him back.
Yeah, really good job. That time Slusher decided to give it on that one. He probably could have had a big run around the edge if he pulled.
8:09 to go here in this 2nd quarter. They're going to spot him no gain, so 2nd and 10 from the 23-yard line. 2 receivers on either side. Crawley in the backfield with Slusher. Slusher takes a snap, looking to throw this one. He's going to throw it over towards that side, has it complete, breaks out of a tackle, and they're going to get him down, but not before 1st down yardage. So a big 2nd down and 10 conversion there is going to set him up close to, I believe, the 10-yard line. They might be just outside the 10 on the 11, so it'll be 1st and 10, need the 1 for a 1st down.
Yeah, and that one, just a hitch concept. They gave him a little too much cushion on that and able to catch the ball, turn up the field, pick up the 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 12, they'll say. 3 on the right, 1 on the left. Slusher takes the snap, fakes it to Crawley. He's going to run it. Lakin Deal got to him first, kind of stood him up, and a couple other Broncos get to him. Goes forward to the 10 for about a 2-yard gain, but a nice job there to limit the run from the quarterback Slusher. It'll be 2nd down.
And Newland got there again, and then Spalding put a big hit on him at the end of that play.
So I think they're going to say no gain, so they're going to keep it on the 12. So a nice job there by Western Brown. Lakin Deal had a chance at him first and was able to slow him up enough for his buddies to come get him. Just over 7 minutes to go in this 2nd quarter. 1 receiver out wide on the right, 2 on the left. Slusher ready for the snap. Hands it to Crawley, and he's hit right away. He barely got the ball before Ty Spalding dumped him for about a 1-yard loss. Spalding came through untouched, and, I mean, they were lucky to get that thing handed off.
Yeah, it looks like a read, too, that Western Brown is seeing on film. If they get that H back in, they like to run right behind him every time, and that's exactly what Spalding did. He came right off of his hip in that A gap and hit Crawley for a big loss.
So back to the 14. It's 3rd down and 12. And now they're going to call a timeout. That's going to be a Western Brown timeout. Talk things over on the defensive side. 6:26 to go in this second quarter, a 3rd down and 12 situation. And, this is probably one of those things with Coach Shane Elkin, like we've talked about with Coach Osborne. If you can at least get about half, of what you need, you think they probably go for it this far down in Western Brown territory. But, it looks like this drive has been a little bit more, kind of figuring some things out. And you talked about, watching film, and some of that's coming into play here, I think, with Goshen. I mean, I don't care what coach it is in the world. Every coach has tendencies. And if you can figure that out and put your guys in the right spots, that's when you get those plays for a loss. And, you just can't let Crawley get that full head of steam going. If he does that, you can almost bank on 4 or 5 plus yards every time. So putting them in a 3rd and long situation here, we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, definitely. And that's, like you said, film study and tendencies and learning all that is huge. And that was one of those things for me. Like, I wasn't the fastest guy on the field, but if I knew what my opponent was going to do, I felt confident going into the game. It was I felt for me it was about 75% mental study, preparation, 25 physical, and then I was ready to go. That was what I felt comfortable with.
What's the famous saying that Abraham Lincoln, if you give me 12 hours to chop down a tree, I'll spend the first 6 sharpening my axe. So a little bit of movement there. No penalty flags fly out. It looked like a couple players jumped on both sides, but it's going to be 3rd and 12. As Slusher now checks the sideline. A couple receivers on the right, one on the left. Slusher takes a snap, rolling to his right, wants to throw it. He's going to throw it late, and it's intercepted. That's going to be, I believe that's Valdez. So Elijah Valdez comes away with a big turnover for Western Brown, gets an interception down inside the 5-yard line. And now a turnover from both offenses. And now Western Brown has a chance to drive the field and tie this thing up. But looks like a little bit of, no, I thought there was maybe a late penalty flag, but great job by Elijah Valdez. There is a penalty flag.
Yeah, Valdez did a great job stepping right in front of that one. They got Slusher on the run, trying to roll out of the pocket. He was under a lot of pressure early on. They brought a blitz. Looks like we've got a block in the back going against Western Brown. That should be after the interception, as that did come out pretty late. But it'll be 1st down Broncos.
So Elijah Valdez, the sure hands on the offensive end, that time on the defensive side, gets a turnover for Western Brown. And they had a chance at one earlier there, and Montana Wells just couldn't quite come up with it. Made a nice play to knock it down, but that time Valdez, Slusher was rolling out to the right, and he decided to throw it late. It almost looked like he was just going to run it, and then decided to kind of sidearm it a little bit late, and Valdez was Johnny on the spot and gets it. It's going to have it on inside the 10 on the 8-yard line, but a big turnover for the Western Brown defense.
Yeah, really big turnover and a chance now to get down the field, tie the ball game too before the half, and you get the ball to start the second.
Bradford in the shotgun, takes the snap, going to hand it to Morgan. Morgan has some room up the middle, dances around, and now it's going to be brought down, but not before he gets out to about the 18, maybe 19-yard line. So a pretty nice run by Morgan there will make it 2nd down. It looks to be about 3. I think the tackle on that one was Cam Talinda for the Goshen Warriors.
Yeah, Justin Morgan, an extremely capable runner. I love seeing him when he's on, and he gets those creases to run through, does a good job there, puts a nice move on right around the line of scrimmage.
High snap, but they're able to handle it. Hand it to Morgan off the right side this time, fighting for a couple extra yards. Penalty flags fly in. And I'm not sure if that's going to be a hold or a face mask is usually what you see there. And it looks like it's going to be a face mask was the original signal. As it looks like, yep, it's going to be a face mask. So that's going to be a big play for Western Brown, as I think Morgan would have had the 1st down on the run. But I guess somebody got a handful of the face mask, and that's going to give him 15 more.
Yeah, another nice run and kept those legs churning. I think, like you said, I think he did have enough for that 1st down, but they'll take the extra 15.
It is kind of hard to see, especially when they're that far into the field, but much better view this week than last week, I'll say that. So we can at least see the whole field this time.
That's right.
5:45 to go in this second quarter. Western Brown 1st and 10 from the 34. Going to hand it off up that middle. Morgan still fighting for yards. Takes 3 or 4 Warriors to get him down up to the 40-yard line, so give him 6. Another nice run by Justin Morgan will make it 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, Morgan now starting to run with a little more steam in those legs, lowering those pads at the line of scrimmage.
2 receivers lined up out wide, similar formation here. Morgan off the left hip of Bradford, going quick. Hand it to, or they fake it to Morgan. Bradford's going to run it off that right side, trying to pick up a block, and he breaks a tackle and keeps going. It looked like he was dead to rights, and now penalty flags fly out. Another penalty going against Goshen. That's going to be a late hit out of bounds, I think. And that's going to be another 15-yard penalty And they were spotting it right at the 50-yard line, add 15 more, a big play for Western Brown.
It looked like Bradford could have gone off that block of Valdez, turned upfield around the hashes and picked up the first down. He goes outside, spins out of a tackle, gets the first down anyway, and then it looks like he'll get a late hit foul as well, so pick up another 15 for the Broncos.
Yeah, honestly, it looked like the tackler just kind of like let him go. Like he spun him around and maybe thought he was out of bounds or something. I'm not sure. But it was like everyone just kind of stopped for a second, and Bradford said, oh, I can keep going. And then they slung him down hard into that Goshen sideline, so all the way down to the 35 now in Goshen territory. Hand it to Morgan again, goes off the left side. Morgan has some room, bounces off a tackler, takes a big shot from a tackler from behind, but another 7 or 8 yard gain, and the penalty flag flies out. And now we got this thing's getting a little chippy here in the middle of this second quarter.
Yeah, it is like one of the offensive linemen for Western Brown is going to pick up that penalty, the late hit.
So he's kind of pleading his case. Coach Osborne having a little conversation with him. That's Clayton Smith. I think he was saying that the defender had a hold of his arm or something. He was kind of signaling to his arm like they were pulling him down, or not exactly sure. But so that's going to give some of those penalty yards back. Not all of them, but after the penalty, it's going to be back on the 45 now, where it is going to be first down and 20 for the Western Brown offense. 5:02 to go in the second quarter. Things getting a little chippy here. Final week of the season, senior night, league rivals, nothing wrong with that. Morgan gets it up the middle, has about 6 yards on the carry, gets some of that penalty yardage back, not all of it, up to the 39-yard line. It's going to be about second down and 14 from there.
Had a good run, though, there to get a lot of those yards back for Morgan and get this offense back on the right track. Still going to be second and long, though.
Still seeing some more costumes down here. Got a police officer and a couple of inmates down there. Run up the middle. Morgan has some room. He's through the first line of tacklers. Still turning the legs. Spins off another tackler. And Justin Morgan goes forward for about 16. And that's going to move the chains for Western Brown. Another great run in the trenches by Justin Morgan.
Yeah, and it looks like they're talking again to Clayton Smith there in the middle at the end of that play. But Goshen now going to call a timeout after the big run from Justin Morgan.
So this Goshen defense kind of reeling a little bit now after some penalties, and Morgan finding his footing here in this second quarter. And, you know, we talked about him and just what a boost he's been for the offense here, especially in the second half of the season. I mean, you know, it has to feel good as an offense, as a play caller, as a quarterback when you know, I can turn around and hand it to him, and we're getting at least 3 or 4 positive yards every single time. And that's the biggest thing, one of the biggest things that Coach Osborne has talked about, staying in front of the sticks, not playing in those third and second and long scenarios. And Morgan's been able to do that for them, kind of been that spark plug in the second half.
Yeah, and can you avoid those mistakes, too? They've had a few offensive penalties. That time they're able to recover. They've got to get down now and score, put points on the board, though, coming into half. Still about 4.5 minutes, so they got plenty of time to do that. But the rest of this ball game, as high scoring as it has been so far, you have to limit those mistakes in the second half.
So it's going to be first and 10. The ball is spotted on the 23-yard line after the big run from Justin Morgan. So down inside the 25 of Goshen territory. And Western Brown trying to cut in to that 7-point lead that Goshen currently holds on to. Similar formation here, 2 receivers on the right. They're going to hand it to Morgan. Morgan tries to cut it back to the right, bounces off a 1 tackle. Does get positive gain down to about the 20. So give him 3 yards. It'll be second down and 7.
Yeah, not a lot going there. Able to make something out of it, though. Gets stuck right at the line of scrimmage, able to spin off that pile and get upfield for a few.
So they'll give him 3 yards up to the 20. 4:02 to go in this second quarter. Now Western Brown kind of slowing the pace down, maybe not wanting to give Goshen a chance with the ball. As you said, they'll receive that second half kick. So if they're able to put 7 on the board here, it would be a big momentum swing going into halftime.
Yeah, it would. And Goshen just used one of their timeouts as well, so eliminates one more stoppage for them.
Same formation here from Western Brown. Bradford in the shotgun, Morgan on his left hip. Handed to Morgan, coming off that left side, cuts it back up the middle. I think he's going to go forward for maybe a yard down to about the 19. So we're going to call it third down and about 6 here for Western Brown.
Yeah, not a lot going there. Now third and medium for this offense, but again, that clock still moving. Just continue to use that. Try to stay in bounds if you're on offense. I think this is 2-down territory for Coach Osborne here.
So now it's going to be empty set and a little bit of movement up front as they try to get him to jump, not quite able to do it. Bradford will have 3 on the right, 2 on the left. trying to convert a 3rd down and 6 here. 3 minutes to go in this first half. And now taking it down, 5 seconds on the play clock. Looks like Western Brown's going to use one of their final 2 timeouts here. So we'll take a short break with them. 3rd and 6 coming up here, 2:50 to go in this second quarter. We'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
Welcome back in here. A big 3rd down coming up for Western Brown on the offensive side. They trail 21-14 to Goshen. Trying to punch it in here and tie this thing up before halftime. And again, it's going to be a 3rd down and 6 coming up from the 19-yard line inside of Goshen territory. This would be a big conversion if they can keep the drive going, like you said. Probably 2 down territory as long as it's not a big loss. But we'd love to get it here on 3rd down and be able to keep using that clock up.
And again, this drive started at their own 8-yard line after the interception. They did get the penalty on the interception return, but big drive here for them.
3 on the left, 2 on the right. Bradford on the 25 in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Quick throw, has it complete to Morgan, trying to set up some blocks. Morgan cuts it back inside. Nice move by Morgan. What a move by Morgan. Still fighting because he slammed down around the 10-yard line. Man, it looked like Morgan was dead to rights, had 2 or 3 receivers in his face, and he cuts it back up the middle and gets the first down. What a run after the catch by Justin Morgan.
Yeah, just throws this bubble screen to him off this left side on the bench. Had a couple blockers out there, but defenders do a good job of shedding those blocks initially. Morgan just made a couple, 2-3 guys miss, able to get upfield, pick up that first down, convert again. And now, that clock is still running. They can still get another first down and right about the 1-yard line.
So they spot on the 11. 2:18 to go here in this first half. Morgan in the backfield with Bradford, 2 receivers far out wide on the right. Bradford takes the snap, hands it to Morgan. Morgan room up the middle, spins off a tackle, falls down around the 5. So about a 6-yard gain on first down there is going to make it a 2nd down and 4 with just over 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, Morgan, again, having to do a lot of movement at the line of scrimmage, jump cutting or spin moves, but able to turn that into positive yards there for about, like you said, Greg, about 6 yards on that carry. Tick, tick, tick. Clock continues to run. It's going to limit this opportunity now for Goshen to answer if Western Brown's able to punch this in.
Minute 38 to go, about 13 seconds on the play clock as Western Brown comes up to the ball now. 1:33 and counting. 6 seconds on the play clock. Same formation here from Western Brown. Hand it to Morgan. Morgan going up the middle. And this time it's going to be dropped maybe for a yard. And now I think they're going to spot him right on the 5-yard line again, so no gain. And now looks like somebody, I think Goshen's going to spend one of their final 2 timeouts, stop it with 1:18 to go, and another big 3rd down coming up here for the Western Brown offense.
Yeah, big play here for both teams. A chance for Goshen to stop this long sustained drive. It's used a lot of time, and again, started at their own 8-yard line after that interception. Goshen looking to go up 2 scores right before halftime, and Western Brown gets the big interception on 3rd down, gets off the field, gets that offense back on. Offense done a good job driving, got a couple penalties to help them out there, and able to convert on 3rd down. Once now, this is their second opportunity here at the 5-yard line. Again, this is definitely, I think, 2-down territory, given it's a 7-point ball game for Coach Osborne, but they've done a good job so far tonight of being pretty balanced how they're running the ball. They've been running the ball really well. Haven't thrown it too deep so far tonight. I had one miscommunication that they threw to Harmon, kind of out route. He was running the deep ball, and Bradford tried to throw about a 10-yard route. But other than that, he's done a good job. They did have the 1 interception as well. But potentially 2-down territory. Now Goshen using their 2nd timeout here. We'll see as they come out of the timeout.
And again, Western Brown can get a first down without scoring. If they can get to the 1, they get a first down. But like you said, I think this is 2-down territory all the way for Coach Osborne if they don't get it here on 3rd and 5. Minute 18 to go. Bradford takes a snap, looking to throw. Going to throw it towards the corner of the end zone. Pena went up to get it, but couldn't. A little bit too high. It falls incomplete. And now decision time for Coach Osborne on a 4th down and 5 from the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it was a good throw, just led him a little bit too much. Pena not able to get those hands all the way around the ball and get those feet down. So he had to scamper all the way close to the fence on the outside of the track.
And now some subs checking in for Western Brown. Looks like they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it. So it's 4th down and 4 from the 5-yard line. Again, can get a first down at the 1. Big play here from both sides. Western Brown trying to even this thing up. Bradford takes the snap, looking to his left, has some pressure now, rolls out to the right, and I don't think he's going to be able to get rid of it. And Bradford's going to be dumped for the sack, and that's going to be a big turnover on downs for the Goshen defense, and they get the ball back with 1 minute and 8 seconds and a timeout remaining.
Yeah, that's a huge play for them. Getting off the field, you get backed up all the way inside, right at your 5-yard line. They've got 2 plays to get it. What a stand from that Goshen defense. Now they've got a chance to potentially score here to end this half. We'll see how Coach Elkins chooses to play this. I'm not sure exactly on his play calling in this situation inside your own 10 with about a minute left in the half.
So they take over on the 8-yard line after the sack with 1 minute and 8 seconds. 1 timeout. They lead Western Brown 21-14. Slusher takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Crowley on that left side. Pushes the pile, keeps the legs turning out to about the 15, maybe 16-yard line. So going to be a little bit short of the first down, but a nice run by Gage Crowley. And now it looks like Goshen pretty content just kind of taking this thing to the half. They are going to pick up the pace a little bit. Maybe if you can get one more big play, try a couple of deep shots and see where you can get. But trying to get him back up there quick is Slusher. 44 seconds to go. Takes the snap. Hands it to Crowley again. Going up the middle. He's going to go past the 20 up to about the 23-yard line. Enough for a first down. He'll stop the clock momentarily with 38 seconds.
And the clock does stop on the first down as they move the chains. But it looks like they are picking up that pace slightly. Still got 1 timeout.
Biggest thing is you don't want to turn one over down here inside your own territory for Goshen. Slusher takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff and got to him quick. There's tackle. Not up here to. Could have let it run out, but to take a timeout.
I think he did fumble that ball, but he was lucky. It looked like the way he kind of fell, he gathered the ball as he hit the turf. Carter Saylor, great job getting that, kind of swinging that club around the edge and knocking that ball free. Just an
ball, I think, but defensive line, left side of the offensive line, and got to him quick. It looked like Slusher was wanting to roll out to his right and throw it down the field, and lucky, like you said, to just maintain possession there.
Yeah, this is, like you said, it's a curious timeout from Coach Elkin as they get tackled for loss with the clock running. Potentially could take it to the half with the 7-point lead, but they want to see what happens here.
They'll have one receiver on the right, 2 on the left. Crowley in the backfield with Slusher. They're going to hand it to Crowley off that right side, and he's got some room past the defense. He's going to be knocked down, cut down by, I believe that was Elijah Valdez. So clock stops with 15 all the way up to the 36.
Yeah, maybe this is just the game plan. You give it to Crowley and see if he can break one.
Now they'll wind the clock, and they just go ahead and spike it right there. They don't have any timeouts remaining, so they'll spike it down with 11 seconds left. So that'll be 2nd down and 10 now from the 36. But, maybe we see him trying to take one big shot down the field. But, like you said, Crowley definitely has home run speed. So if he can get through and get past that defense, no one's going to be able to run him down.
Yeah, maybe if you get something here, maybe 10, 15 yards, and you have your trick play or try to let Slusher let one rip towards the end zone.
So it'll be 2nd go from the 36. They're going to hand it to Crowley up the middle, has some the side, or now back towards the Western Brown sideline, breaks another tackle. Mitchell trying to get him down. He's finally going to be knocked out of bounds, and they're going to stop it with 1 second left. So a big run by Crowley all the way down inside Western Brown territory, and now a very real chance to get one to the end zone.
Yeah, only about 32 yards, so drop back and everything if he's able to heave one down there. What a play from Crowley to know times left and get to the sideline to stop that clock.
score a touchdown, Elkin is going to look like a genius for taking that timeout for sure with 21 seconds left. So that's why I'm up here and not down. And now Western final timeout to talk things over on the defensive end. So, Coach Elkin said, we're not content just taking this thing to the half. And, sometimes you see teams, you got to lead, you get a sack, you're kind of off balance a little bit, whatever, just let it run out. He said, let's talk this thing over. And, Crowley breaks a couple of big ones, and now, only 32 on the 32-yard line, a very realistic chance at a good throw, an open throw to the end zone for a chance at a touchdown.
Yeah, it's obviously it's a risk-reward situation there. Do you want to take the timeout, gamble, and run another play type situation? And he's willing to gamble with his running back. And obviously we've seen how capable he's been throughout the season. He's probably close to 100 yards, if not over already on the game, and to view in person.
Late quarter, late half situations, your defense and back. You don't want to get beat over the top, so more room to run underneath and get through that initial wave of. So 1 second to go. They're going to have 3 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. The ball's on the right hash mark on the 32-yard line. 1 second left till halftime. Slusher ready for the snap. He's going to take it. Has some pressure right away. Steps up through it, and Slusher's not going to be able to get rid of it. A couple of Broncos. Newland get to him and bring him down for the sack. So that's going to bring us to halftime. Goshen leads 21-14 over Western Brown. We'll be back with our Health Source of Ohio halftime report right after this on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Southern State Community College celebrates 50 years of educating our community. From humble beginnings, Southern State has evolved to become a cornerstone of accessible education, offering flexible learning that includes a growing number of online classes and fully online programs. Southern State Community College empowers you to succeed quickly with a very affordable tuition rate when compared to many four-year institutions. Call 800-628-7722 or apply online at sscc.edu. Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding. Family owned and operated since 1958.
What we believe matters because it shapes who we are. At First State Bank, we believe in rural communities. We have since our start in 1884. We're proud of where we come from. And while others have come and gone, we've remained because standing by the folks you believe in is what a real local bank does. First State Bank, built on belief.
Welcome back in. Here is the Goshen Marching Band setting up for their halftime show. Man, they got a soundboard down there. They got all kinds of stuff, all kinds of some props and different things. So the Goshen Warrior Marching Band going to put on their halftime show. Western Brown will be putting on their halftime show after that. When we come back after the Bengals update, we have the band roster for Western Brown. So we're going to try to read through those and give them a little airtime as we try to do every year. It is senior night here at Western Brown, final game of the season. Goshen currently leads 21-14, and Goshen got off to a really hot start. Jomar Berg took the opening kickoff on a hop, full speed, right down the center of the field, and was untouched until about the 1 yard line, and took it all the way to the house for a touchdown. So a quick 7-0 lead for Goshen. Western Brown had a nice drive, answered right back. Goshen answered the other way. Then the turnover for Western Brown turned into a 21-7 game. Western Brown able to get 14 on the board and then get the interception, but can't quite punch it in there on a 4th down from about the 5 yard line. Turned it over on downs on the sack, but do get the ball coming out of halftime. They're trailing by 7, so 21-14. But that Western Brown defense kind of settled in a little bit there in the second quarter, starting to figure some things out on the defensive end, and we got a pretty good football game going here.
Yeah, we do. After Western kind of settled down there, they get that INT, thinking they're going to drive down and tie this game at the half, but they chew up a lot of that clock, and that really, I think, kind of played into that final drive. Goshen had to use 2 of their 3 timeouts there. They used 1 in that final offensive series, but even though they didn't score points, they turned the ball over. They kind of eliminated an offensive opportunity for Goshen.
Goshen leads here at halftime. We've got about 17 and a half minutes at halftime here. The Goshen Warrior Marching Band performing their halftime show. So we'll send it back to the studio for that Bengals update.
being senior night, unfortunately, this is the last chance we'll get to enjoy the pride of the Broncos for a halftime.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things. Like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Cooper Tarvin Insurance. Call 513-752-9960 or visit ctinsurance.net.
Field commanders are Sawyer Bernhardt and Nolan Kidd. Tonight, the Bronco Band is performing tunes that were selected by our senior class. We open up our show with Bruno Mars's Pop Up, Locked Out of Heaven. Bronco Band keeps the good vibes going with a 17th favorite. Play the air guitar with us as we celebrate the 40th anniversary of Guns N' Roses. This is Sweet Child of Mine. close out tonight's show. We're turning up the energy with a hit by Elton John. Cheer on the senior class as they figure their way through. I'm Still Standing. Special thank you, Mr. Battle Hart, Mr. Samuel Jackson, and Mrs. Michelle Bernhardt. Farewell seniors, Cole Bell, Roland Darley, Olivia.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxler Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow. Baxter Tractor.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
C103 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV are your source for everything local. From Shack basketball
Shot by Osborne, 3 on the buzzer!
to Shack baseball,
Wells is going to drive. He makes it. He's safe.
Western Brown football,
Throws it towards the end zone, and it's complete!
to Shack volleyball,
Hatton for the kill, it's good.
local fairs, festivals, and more.
Ire to the finish line.
Crosses the line to get the victory.
Never miss a moment with C103 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
7. Williamsburg at Bethel Tate. Williamsburg up 14-0. Tylawanda at Blanchester. Tylawanda up 21-7. East Clinton at CNE. CNE 54-0 in that one. Wilmington at New Richmond. New Richmond leading 12-6. Loveland at Anderson. That game is tomorrow. Walnut Hills at Kings. Kings leading 28-7. Winton Woods at Lebanon. Lebanon leading 10-3. Turpin at Milford. Turpin leading 14-13 in a tight one. Little Miami at West Claremont. Little Miami all over that, 28-0. De La Salle, Michigan at Elder. Elder leading 35-0. Muskegon at Moeller. Moeller up 42-6. La Salle at Mount Healthy. La Salle leading 48-0. And then a big one in the state with the longest win streak in the country. Coldwater at Marion Local. Marion Local with 73 straight wins. That one tied at 0 at the halftime.
You know, if you go back and look at some of those Marion Local games from the past couple of years, they have dominated from start to finish. I mean, they've had seasons where they've outscored people, like 1,000 to 40. Like, I mean, it's insane the amount of points they're scoring and not giving up. This year they've had a couple really close games. They won one by a point, a little controversial, I believe, and then they had a double overtime game they've won. But again, have not lost a game since before pre-COVID. 2020 was the last time they lost a game. And they've won 4 straight state championships, looking for a 5th one this year. I mean, running an absolute dynasty up there. And I believe that's kind of like northwest Ohio, north of Dayton, kind of like up in that Lima area sort of. And Coldwater's up there as well. That whole conference is just loaded with talent.
Yeah, all in that Midwest Athletic Conference, and they're all different divisions too. Coldwater, I think, is Division 5. Marion Local, Division 7. And all those teams have a lot of success every single year. Coldwater won the state last year. So at the Division 5 level, Marion Local obviously getting it done 4 straight years and now undefeated again. And these teams play each other every single season, and they're both winning state championships. It's a pretty impressive feat, and not only them, but some of the other teams in that conference as well are extremely competitive too. And
other sports. I mean, they're winning in basketball, volleyball, soccer. I mean, they've got athletes across the board. I believe they did a story in Sports Illustrated or ESPN or something a few years ago about that league. And they don't play tackle football until, like, junior high. Like, it's all flag, instructional stuff, and it's kind of, something that obviously there's some merit to what they're doing up there because, I mean, I think I read somewhere that, like, in the last 5 years, there's like 12 state championships just in football from that conference or something. I mean, it's unbelievable. So there needs to be a study done on that. Western Round ready to receive that second half kick. It'll be a ground ball. Loudermilk able to scoop it up around the 18-yard line, coming back towards his own sideline, cuts it back up the middle. And a pretty good return by Loudermilk. Gets slung down about the 35, but a nice job by Loudermilk. Had a little bit of trouble on the bounce, but got it scooped up and took it out to the 35. So Western Brown offense with pretty good field position.
Yeah, that was a tough bobble off of that, but he does a good job. Only lets it bounce one time and then scoops that up off the hands. Decent field position, though, at the 35.
So Western Brown will be headed from left to right on your radio dial, just like that first quarter, over towards the north end zone in the Mount Orb Middle School. First down and 10 from the 35. Two lined up on the left. Morgan to the backfield, takes the handoff, goes up the middle, bounces off a couple of tacklers, keeps the legs turning. Looks like they're going to spot him with about 2 yards up to the 37-yard line. It'll be second down and 8.
Yeah, still trying to get warmed up after that halftime. Obviously, the players do their thing, getting everything moving, but it takes a couple plays still to get the body up to temperature here. But short gain there on that first down play.
Second and 8 from the 37-yard line now. Ball's over towards the right hash mark. Same formation here from Western Brown. 11:23 to go in the third. Hand it to Morgan again. Has some room up the middle, up past the 40. Going to keep the legs moving to about the 42-yard line. Not enough for the first down, but makes it a third down at about 4 now for the Western Brown offense.
And they go with that kind of lead power play, get the guard pulling around the corner, and Morgan just follows him up for about 5 yards. Third and short.
So they'll call it third and 3 rather from the 42. High snap, hand it to Morgan again, going up the middle. Morgan falls down. He's going to be short of the first down marker. And again, a little chippiness going on, but nothing past the legal contact here. But it's going to be a fourth down, and it looks like about 1, maybe 1.5 for the Western Brown offense. Decision time for Coach Osborne.
And Morgan had to fight for that one. Offense gets set pretty quick at the line of scrimmage.
We've seen him try the hard count a couple times and draw some teams off. And now some movement for Western Brown. So the hard count kind of backfires on him. And now it looks like Coach Osborne going to send the punt team out. So the opening drive stalls out. A quick 3 and out for the Western Brown offense after a pretty good return from Loudermilk. And they're going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, tough one there. Try to draw them off and then see what look they were going to get if they were going to try to blitz. And you get the false start there. Now you got to try to flip the field.
So Jeter will be on to punt it away. Senior night for him here. He had his senior night in soccer. Not very often you get a senior night in multiple sports in the same season. Jeter, the left-footed punter, boots a good one. And it's going to be fair caught right about the 25-yard line. So Jeter with a nice punt to flip the field. Really got a hold of that one. We've seen, he's kind of never gets it super high in the air, but always gets that roll at the end. That time, the return man back there, Talinda, just fair caught it at the 25. So nice job by Jeter to flip the field. And the Western Brown defense will be coming out looking for their first stop of the second half.
Yeah, really good punt there. I think that was the furthest he'd had one fly in the air and really did flip the field now.
I don't know. I mean, I know people talk about catching a pass from a left-handed quarterback. Do you think it's any different catching a punt from a left-footed punter? You don't see a lot of left-footed punters.
Yeah, I don't know. I always got the left-handed snap. The quarterbacks took a second to get used to it.
Didn't think about you being left-handed. Slusher takes the snap, going to hand it off on the right side to Crowley, I believe. Keeps the legs fighting, goes forward to about the 30-yard line, maybe just past the 30. So a pretty good little run there on first down to put him in a second medium here.
Yeah, that was always one of the things, like if a quarterback hadn't seen it or a holder or something like that those first couple snaps, they're like, all right, this is a little bit odd.
Yeah.
Seeing it come from spinning the opposite way, but after 2 or 3, they were used to it.
Slusher in the shotgun, 3 bunch on the right, looking to throw this one. Throws it quick over towards the Western Brown sideline, and a good job just making the catch that time. The sophomore receiver, Levi Jackson, that one almost caught him. By the time he got his head turned around, it was in his lap. And that's going to move the chains for Goshen. Nice little throw and catch there to move the chains up to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that was a good throw from Slusher. Just put it right on him as he came out of that break. And I think it caught him off guard almost. He turned, and that ball was on his hip. Able to bring it in, though, and pick up the first down.
So they'll spot it on the 37. We're going to be first down and 10 with 9:41 to go here in this third quarter. Crowley right up the middle, dragging tacklers, and it takes a couple. Pena finally able to ride him down to the ground, but not before about 9 yards. It'll be second and short.
Yeah, gets his first big run of the second half going. Not enough for a first down, but it's going to be second and short.
So it's going to be second and 1 after a nice little 9-yard run on first down by Crowley. 4 wide receivers. Slusher in the shotgun, ready for the snap. Takes it. He's going to hand it to Crowley off the right side. Now he's going to throw it. Fooled me again, and this time Jomar Berg is behind the defense, and he's going to the house. So, man, I'm telling you, there is a penalty flag, though. We're going to check the penalty. I think it's going to be an ineligible man downfield, I believe. We'll see. Yep, it's an ineligible man down the field on the offense, so that one's coming back. But I'm telling you, it is a good thing I am not playing linebacker or cornerback here tonight. I mean, Slusher's gotten me 4 or 5 times already.
Yeah, this RPO is extremely impressive. Usually when you see the RPO, it's an inside dive, the quarterback can run around the outside, or you've got the edge with the bubble pass, the bubble screen, or maybe a slant, something shorter, but they're running a deep concept, and when you do that, the offensive line has to understand, hey, you only have about 1-2 yards you can get downfield before you're going to get flagged on that. And that time, Slusher took his time kind of waiting on that to develop, threw it downfield, had one of those big guys in the middle trying to skate up to the next level.
So Berg would have had a touchdown, but it's going to be a penalty. Will make it a 2nd down and 6 now. Back past midfield. Hand off to Crowley, going off that right side through the first wave of tacklers. Can't get him down, still going on the far side. And now finally able to bring him down. I believe that was Valdez over on that far side, able to get him around the ankles, but all the way down inside the 40-yard line to the 38 of Western Brown.
Excellent movement, too. Gets a nice jump cut, able to bounce it to the outside, get upfield, picks up all that penalty yardage and more.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Ball's over on the right hash mark. Goshen headed from right to left on your radio dial here in this 3rd quarter. Crowley having himself a nice start to this first drive of Goshen. Slusher takes the snap, 2 receivers on either side. This time hands it to Crowley off the left side. Hops through a couple of tacklers down to about the 30. And that's going to be about a 7-yard gain. Will bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, another nice run. Had to drag a tackler with him for a couple yards. 2nd and short now.
Actually, they're going to give him 8. Thought it was just short of the 30, but right at the 30. So 8 will be 2nd down and 2 with 8:13 to go in this 3rd quarter. Goshen leads 21-14 still over Western Brown after the quick 3 and out. Goshen trying to extend their 7-point lead here in this 3rd quarter. And now Coach Elkin calling in the play from the sideline, taking their time here. 10 seconds on the play clock. 2 receivers on the left, 2 on the right. Ball's over towards that right hash mark. Caden Slusher in the shotgun takes a snap. Looking to throw this one. He's going to throw it towards his own sideline. Pretty good coverage out there by Zayden Nichols. Knocks it down. And it's going to be 3rd and 2.
Yeah, good stop there, Nichols, and good coverage. Slusher put that in a good spot as a receiver, just not able to bring it in. 3rd and short now. Chance for this defense to get off the field.
So clock stops with 7:48 to go. We've seen them have some success on some of those kind of blitzes up the middle with Spalding and some of those other linebackers. We'll see what defense dials up here on 3rd down and 2 from the 30. 3 on the left, 1 on the right. Slusher takes the snap, hands it to Crowley. Crowley goes up the middle, keeps the legs turning. He's going to have enough for the 1st down inside the 25. So they're going to spot him on about the 24-yard line. That'll be a 1st down for Goshen.
Yeah, just that bread and butter right back up the middle with your trusty running back. Crowley does enough, converts on that 3rd down.
I mean, I think on 3rd and 2 there, they would have given it to him twice in that situation, and that's a tough ask for any defense. I mean, he's almost 2 yards down the field with a full head of steam before anybody can touch him. Slusher takes a snap, quick throw over towards the sideline, has it complete to Berg. Berg slips out of 1 tackle, and then is going to be brought down, kind of awkwardly brought down by the ankle over there on the far side. Goes inside the 20 or right at the 20-yard line. About a 4-yard gain. Will be 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, pretty good tackle there again in the open field on Berg. Limits him to about a 4-yard gain.
So it's going to be 2nd and 6 from the 20. 7 minutes to go in this 3rd quarter. Goshen trying to extend their 7-point lead over Western Brown here on senior night. Slusher in the shotgun, takes the snap, looking to throw towards his right. Has it complete to Berg again. He's going to be brought down, but not before he goes inside the 10. Looks like they're going to spot him right on the 9-yard line. And it's going to be 1st down and goal for the Goshen Warriors.
Yeah, and Mitchell just giving him a bit of a cushion. He obviously understands the speed that Berg has. Closes in on him, but Berg's still able to turn those feet for a few more yards and pick up that 1st down.
1st and goal from the 9. Ball's on the far side of the field on the right hash mark. 6:35 to go in this 3rd quarter. Same formation, 2 receivers on either side. Slusher takes the snap, hands it to him this time. Ready for him, and they drop him for no gain. Going to be spotted right at the 9 again. I believe that was Sebastian Roberts that got to him first.
I think that was Jaclay Newland as well in there. He's been having a pretty good game, not getting too many reps so far this season, but doing a great job tonight.
So it'll be 2nd and they're going to have him lose about half a yard, I believe. So it's going to be 2nd and goal. We'll call it just short of the 10-yard line. 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Man goes in motion across the formation is Talinda. Slusher takes a snap, hands it to Crowley up the middle, bounces off a tackle, and engaged Crowley stiff arms his way into the end zone, and he's going to extend the lead for the Goshen Warriors and they're an extra point away from taking a 14-point lead.
Yeah, Crawley does a good job bouncing that one, breaks the initial tackle, and gets to the edge. Scampers in for another touchdown now, 2-score lead for the Warriors.
Chance Martin will be on to kick the extra point for the Goshen Warriors. He has been perfect so far here tonight on extra points. Snaps back, holds down. Good-looking end-over-end kick goes up and good to make it a 28-14 ball game in favor of the Goshen Warriors. We'll take a short break. Be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
Welcome back in here as Goshen extends their 7-point lead now out to a 14-point lead, 28-14. And, Western Brown goes on a quick 3-and-out there to start the third quarter with a chance to tie the ball game. And then Goshen puts together one of those kind of long play drives, and they're able to take it down the field and extend their lead.
Yeah, really nice drive there, and they kind of won that middle 8 of the game. It's kind of one of those stats now. It's becoming really important for teams. How do you finish the first half? How do you start the second half? And they do a good job there. They got the stop in the first half on defense, tried to go down and score, but I think they'd be happy getting that inside the 10 stop on defense, and then they get the first stop off or on defensive side, get the 3-and-out, convert now on the offensive end, make it a 2-score game.
Martin kicks it away. It's going to be fielded by Morgan about the 13-yard line, cutting it back up the middle, trying to pick up some blocks, and now is going to be spun down. Kind of an awkward-looking tackle. No flags fly out. Thought maybe that was a face mask, but I guess just had a handful of the shoulder pad area there. Kind of sort of a violent-looking tackle, but good coverage by Goshen to get down there and stop him. And Western Brown's going to have it on about the 21-yard line.
That was a really good tackle coming on, closing from the edge.
What's
It
going
looked like
on?
you got a hand to that jersey shoulder pad.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 21, 5:45 to go here in this third quarter. Western Brown trying to answer back now after Goshen puts 7 more on the board. Empty set. Bradford takes a snap. Good protection. Throws it over the middle and a little too far out of the reach of Morgan. Would have had plenty enough for the first down, but just couldn't quite bring it in. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, good looking throw. Just let him slightly too much. Had the right read, though. Morgan just not able to bring that one in.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 21. Clock stops with 5:41 to go in this third quarter. 3 on the right, 2 on the far side on the left. Bradford in the shotgun by himself. Takes the snap. Quick throw out towards the right. Has it complete to Morgan. Trying to set up some blocks. Morgan cuts it to the outside. Has first down yardage and more. And Justin Morgan's behind the defense. Breaks a couple of tackles. And Justin Morgan is going all the way to the house. What a run after the catch again by Justin Morgan. Didn't look like he was going to be able to stay in bounds. Broke a couple of tackles. And Justin Morgan takes one 79 yards to the house.
What a reception. What balance he had there, too. Strength on that sideline to stay in bounds through contact and beat the defenders to the end zone for 6. What an answer, too, after Goshen has a great defensive series to start the half. Then the offensive goes right down, scores, bring it right back to a 1-score game. Big answer from that Western Brown offense.
So now Naomi Cover on to kick the extra point after the Justin Morgan touchdown. Hey, did you see that? That was pretty quick math there, 79. If it would have been on the 20, it would have been a lot easier, but I had to put that 1 in there. Naomi Cover's kick is up and good. Makes it back to a 7-point game, 28-21. We'll just keep it here for this little in-between possessions here. But, man, you said it. What an answer from Western Brown. It's just going to come down to getting that one stop they need. They were able to get the turnover there in the first half as they kind of, got down inside the red zone, got an interception. The Goshen offense, they're moving the ball well, but they've put them in a couple of situations. They just, outside of the interception, they just got to come up with that one more big play to get off the field and give themselves a chance to tie this thing up. And then, going into the fourth quarter, tie ball game, anything can happen.
Yeah, they really do. They've got to figure something out in that run game. They've been leaning heavily on Crawley up the middle and kind of gone away from the read. They had the one RPO that got called back for the ineligible player down the field, but other than that, they've really just gone with the dive up the middle to Crawley. And can they slow that down? Do they have the right stunt drawn up? Do they have the right blitz for that? What are they going to do to slow that down? And that's going to start with that first down play. Like I talked about that before. You got to get them off schedule, get them behind a little bit, force them to throw the ball, and that's where you have a chance to kind of pin your ears back and make a play.
So Jetter's going to kick it away. It's teed up on the 40-yard line. Talinda and Berg back deep for the Warriors to receive the kick. 5:26 to go here in the third quarter. Western Brown trails by 7 now, 28-21. Goshen has a 7-point lead. Kick over towards the far sideline, bounces off of them. They got a chance at it. Ball's on the ground. No signal yet. And Western Brown says they have it. And one of the up men tried to come up and get it, and it bounces off of him. Western Brown football. There's the turn of events that they needed. The return, the second line there, I think that was number 35, Jace Combs, who had the interception earlier, came up, and it kind of like short-hopped him and bounced to him quicker than he thought it was going to, and he couldn't handle it, and they give it right back to him inside the 40-yard line. Great field position. Big turn of events here at Western Brown.
Yeah, huge play. That's the play we were talking about. They get it on special teams. Now you have to answer. You have a chance now. Great field position. Go down the field, put points on the board.
So empty set here. They're going to go 4 on the right, 1 on the left. The ball's over on the left hash mark. Bradford takes a snap, fakes the run, now throws it out to Morgan, trying to set up some blocks. Morgan gets to the outside, and he's going to be brought down, and now penalty flags fly in. And I think a face mask coming against them. It's going to be a personal foul going against Goshen, either a face mask or a horse collar, not sure. Yeah, but the signal's a face mask. So the play was a short game, maybe even no game, but it's going to go forward 15 yards after the personal foul.
Yeah, it's a huge play for that Goshen defense to give up. You have a great play you make. You get the tackle for no gain, and then you give up another first down. They have 3 15-yard penalties defensively, 1 5-yarder that they've given up. So now, including special teams, 65 yards that they've given up now.
So the ball will be all the way down on the 20-yard line now, 1st and 10 with 5:06 to go in this third quarter. Empty set. Bradford takes a snap, looking to run this one. Goes up the middle, has all kinds of room to run. Bradford down inside the 10, spins off a tackle, and Dion Bradford goes in for the touchdown. What a play. Cam Talinda came flying up and put a hit on him. He spun right off the tackle, and we're an extra point away from a tie ball game.
What an impressive run from the sophomore. Gets up the field, sees that lane open up, then puts a Braxton Miller-like spin move there at the end to get in the end zone for 6. Extra point away from tying this thing up.
So a big swing of momentum in Western Brown's favor. And Naomi covers on for the extra point to try to tie it up. What a run by sophomore quarterback Dion Bradford. Great vision. End over end kick is up and good. We are tied up at 28 apiece here on senior night. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Southern State Community College celebrates 50 years of educating our community. From humble beginnings, Southern State has evolved to become a cornerstone of accessible education, offering flexible learning that includes a growing number of online classes and fully online programs. Southern State Community College empowers you to succeed quickly with a very affordable tuition rate when compared to many four-year institutions. Call 800-628-7722 or apply online at sscc.edu. Trying to find a durable new look for your retail office, house, garage, or new barn dominium? Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding has added 2 new profiles within the past year that would make great options. A heavier 26-gauge metal board and batten with several colors to choose from adds a fresh new look to any project regardless of size. Or come in and check out our new options for standing seam. If it's steel roofing and siding, it comes from Higgins. Located in Hillsboro and Jackson, Higgins Steel Roofing and Siding, family owned and operated since 1958.
Right back with the big play to Morgan, get the fumble on the kickoff, then you answer immediately with the score. What a touchdown run from Dion Bradford.
Jetter's got it teed up on the 40-yard line, ready to kick it away again. Same 2 men back deep. This time they're going to try an onside kick, bounces up in the fight for the ball again. And Western Brown has it in their hands. It went more than 10 yards, back-to-back plays. Jetter got it himself. Aiden Jetter kicked it and scooped it up. And now Western Brown has a chance to take the lead. What is going on here at Western Brown?
What an impressive play call. Wow. I mean, you call the onside kick after getting the pooch kick fumble, back-to-back turnovers, amazing field position past the 50 at the 48-yard line of Goshen. It looks like Goshen's going to call a timeout.
I mean, Chaz Patton is calling a beauty here tonight on special teams. He has been great, and Coach Osborne has talked to us, not just in the interviews, but, in just private conversation about what a great addition he's been to the staff. He talked about his experience at CHCA and some of those other schools he's been at, and Coach Chaz Patton has had himself a heck of a night here on the special teams. And, man, Aiden Jetter, that was absolutely perfect. It went right to about the 51. It hopped right to his chest, and he just got it and fell on the ground. I mean, you couldn't do it any better than that.
Well, you see that as a kicker, too. Maybe they give him that chance. Like, hey, if they split in the middle, because there was nobody there for Goshen to jump on that ball. Jetter almost had a free run at that. And what a play call. What a time to do it. Now he got a chance to take the lead for the first time in this ball game. You have all the momentum swinging in your favor right now.
And another positive thing for Western Brown, Goshen spends a timeout. Coach Elkin trying to kind of rally the troops here and calm everybody down. You go from a 2-score lead to a tie ball game and give up another possession in about, it's been a couple of minutes that it was a 2-score game. Empty set here. Bradford takes it, fakes the run, throws it to Morgan over on that far side, a little too hot to handle out of bounds. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 50 or the 4. I almost said the 52 again. The 48-yard line.
This is about 5 plays from a 2-score game. What it was a few minutes ago, and this game is big for Goshen too, because I think right now they're sitting right about 9 in the region. I think you got to be in that top 8 to get a home game in the first round. So they're vying for that right now with the win.
3 on the left, 2 on the right. Bradford throws it, quick pass out. Has it complete to Peyton Day. Goes up to about the 40-yard line for about an 8-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2 now for Western Brown.
This is a new wrinkle that Western Brown installed a few weeks ago. Kind of their RPO. They go with the fake run with Bradford, kind of with that draw up the middle. Then they throw kind of a slant or a hitch route, short concept.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 2. 4:23 to go in the third quarter. Morgan will line up in the backfield with Bradford. 2 receivers wind up out wide to the left. They're going to hand it to Morgan. Morgan trying to find some room off that right side. He takes a big shot. He's got enough for the first down, but a penalty flag did fly in, and I think this one's coming back.
We did have a false start, so should have been a dead ball.
So Morgan, they went ahead and I guess they didn't hear the whistle, kind of a late flag there. They had enough for the first down, but that'll back them up 5 yards. Now it's going to make 3rd down a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, another setback for this offense. That's their 5th offensive penalty in the ball game. Changes things up now. More than likely going to see a pass potentially here. But field position-wise, maybe Coach Osborne runs it knowing he's going to go for it on 4th down.
So that'll back him up to 3rd and 7 at the 45-yard line. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. A little bit of a late sub here for Western Brown. 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Bradford takes a snap. Looking to throw to the left. Has no one to go to, and now is going to go down and takes a sack and loses back. I think they're right back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's going to be 4th and 10 now. And we'll see what Coach Osborne decides to do. But Goshen defense, a couple of nice stops here.
Yeah, looks like the offense is going to stay back on the field. Head to the line quick.
Trying a little bit of a hard count there. Nothing going. Now Coach Osborne going to call in the play. We used to see Novak just kind of pooch punt it away, and Sutton did the same thing. They're going to go for it. 4th and 9. Bradford rather fakes the throw. Now he's going to throw it down the middle. Has a man behind the defense. Isaiah Loudermilk is in for the touchdown. What a throw from Bradford. And it looked like he was going to run it, had nowhere to go, and a late throw and a 47-yard touchdown throw. And Western Brown has their first lead.
What a throw from Dion Bradford. It looked like he was going to check to his left and throw a shorter pass. Saw Loudermilk down the field screaming with a 5-yard lead on the defender. Puts a great ball out there, leading him in the way, and Loudermilk able to carry the defender over the goal line for 6.
3 unanswered scores in the last 3 minutes of the football game from Western Brown. Naomi Cover's kick is up, and she knocks it through. Why not? 35-28, Western Brown leads. We have a heck of a ball game going here. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
What we believe matters because it shapes who we are. At First State Bank, we believe in rural communities. We have since our start in 1884. We're proud of where we come from. And while others have come and gone, we've remained, because standing by the folks you believe in is what a real local bank does. First State Bank, built on belief.
Welcome back in here, and all the momentum late in this third quarter has shifted to Western Brown. They now lead 35-28. It was a 28-14 ball game 2.5 minutes ago. I mean, this is unbelievable. They get the touchdown. They get the kind of the botch, fielded kick there, not really an onside kick, and then kick a beautiful onside kick the next time to steal another possession. And they're up 7, their first lead of the night. I mean, a few minutes ago, that sideline was kind of dead and down, and now they have got all kinds of excitement going on down there.
Yeah, and you see those inside guys now for Goshen. They kind of squeezed in now towards the football, getting coached up after that onside kick on the last kickoff.
Jetter's going to try another one, a little bit of a pooch, and this time they field it and trying to run it right about the 50-yard line. So it'll be really good field position for the Goshen offense. But, hey, you've gotten 2 in a row. Why not try another one? But this time they're ready for it. That was number 21 that time, Ryder Burial, that came away with the football. So they'll have it inside Western Brown territory on the 48. So really good field position. But what a swing of events here at Western Brown. 3:10 to go in the third. I mean, there's been 3 touchdowns scored in about 2 minutes and 20 seconds on clock time.
Yeah, and this is still in the ball game. You're playing with a lead, but you've got to be able to slow down this offense, get off the field at some point to give yourself another chance offensively to extend this lead.
2 receivers on both sides of the formation. Slusher in the shotgun. Talinda goes in motion. Slusher takes a snap, hands it off to Crowley on that right side, keeps the legs turning, goes forward for a couple of yards. Looks like they're going to spot him. Maybe about a 2-yard gain. It's going to bring up second down and about 8.
Lee can deal, and Ty Spalding collapse on that one, bring him down for a short gain. They're ready for that one. I think we're going to see a heavy dose of Crawley.
Clock rolls under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, 2:45. It'll be second down and 8 from the 46-yard line. Similar formation here for Goshen. Slusher calls in the snap, gets it, looks to throw, throws it over towards his own sideline, has it complete to Talinda, and he's going to be slammed down to the ground by Zayden Nichols. Kind of a suplex move there. Not going to have enough for the first down, but gets about 5. It's going to make it a third down and manageable here for Goshen.
Yeah, a good spot, though, for this Western Brown defense. Now third and medium. Do you bring a little bit of pressure because they're going to stay in that spread look?
So it's going to be 3rd and 4, they'll call it, from the 42-yard line. So nice tackle by Nichols to drop him for a short gain. Talinda goes in motion again. Slusher takes a snap. They're going to hand it to Crowley up the middle. He's got enough, bounces it to the outside, breaks the tackle, and now going to be knocked out of bounds by Zayden Nichols, but has more than enough for the first down all the way down inside the 25-yard line. And a nice run by Gage Crowley. So 3rd and 4, no problem for Mr. Crowley.
Yeah, really nice run. Western brought some pressure up the middle, and once he got past the line of scrimmage, he had a lot of yards to run after that.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 down inside the 25. I think they spotted him at the 22-yard line here for Goshen. 1st and 10, minute 55 to go in the third quarter. Similar formation. This time they're going to fake the handoff. Now I think Slusher wanted to hand it off, but Crowley was nowhere to be found, and Parker's able to cut him down, but he does kind of turn nothing into something, gets about 3, maybe 4 yards on that play. And Slusher turned around to his left, and Crowley went out to the right. There was no one to hand it to, but Slusher did a nice job just keeping the play alive.
A little miscommunication there, but made something out of it, able to get that edge. Right, not before Parker able to cut him down, but for about 4 yards.
Give him 4 down to the 18. 3 on the right, 1 on the left. Crowley in the backfield gets a handoff, goes off that right side, all kinds of room, cuts it back up the middle, and he's down inside the 10-yard line. Going to spot him up to 7, so it's going to be 1st and goal for Goshen. Another really nice run for Gage Crowley.
Yeah, I think we're going to see him from here on out on this drive. He's been extremely capable all night long, gashing this defense inside. You can see these Western Brown defenders kind of sucking some air right now.
So it's going to be 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Same formation from Goshen here. 2 on either side, bunch. Crowley behind Slusher. Going to hand it to Crowley off the right side. Kind of loses his footing a little bit, but does keep the momentum going forward. will fall down around the 4-yard line. It's going to be second down and goal.
And not too much going there. Defense really compressed now with their linebackers' heels on the goal line.
40 seconds to go here in this third quarter. They will have to snap it at least one more time with 25. It's about a 10-second difference on the play clock and the game clock. 3 on the left this time, 1 on the right. Ball in the middle of the field. Slusher takes the snap, hands it to Crawley. Crawley dives across the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown. So Gage Crawley, a heavy dose of him on that drive, and he punches it in for another Goshen touchdown. And we're an extra point away from being tied up again.
Yeah, nice answer from Goshen. They recover the onside kick and go right down the field, 48 yards, and a chance now to tie this thing up at 35.
Chance Martin on to kick the extra point. 23 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Snaps back, holds down, kick is up, and it is good to make it 35 apiece. So we're all tied up again here with 23 seconds to go. We'll keep it here with the end of the third quarter coming up here soon. But so Goshen able to kind of stop the bleeding there, get some momentum back, tie it up again. But now if you're, as Western Brown, you're playing with that kind of, you feel like even though it's tied, you're playing in front now. It's tied, and you have a chance to go down and take the lead again. So they kind of flipped the script there. And we've seen, Coach Osborne's talked about that. They've just played from behind so much this season that, they just can't seem like they can get over that hill. Here they were able to steal a couple possessions, take a lead. Now they're going to go down and try to take another lead if they can put a drive together.
Yeah, and if obviously whoever scores last is going to win in this one. But this type of game, like you said, it's who can create those opportunities. And defenses really haven't done it too much tonight. We've had a couple turnovers, one interception on downs for both teams. But other than that, these teams have really marched right down the field and scored on almost every possession. So which defense is going to get that key stop in this fourth quarter as we still have 23 seconds left in the third? But what defense is going to step up and make that play? That's going to be the decider here.
So Martin's going to kick it away. Same 2 men back deep to receive for Western Brown and Loudermilk and Morgan. And now maybe we'll see if Goshen will try some kind of trickery on special teams. Get a couple of guys up, Peyton Day and Valdez for Western Brown. They're going to kick a short end-over-end kick as Morgan will catch it on the fly about the 20-yard line, coming back towards his own sideline. Stiff arms a tackler up past the 35. Morgan's still going, and finally caught from behind, but not before he goes all the way up to about the 45-yard line. So a nice return from Justin Morgan. Takes it up, and Western Brown will have good field position, and Morgan, little ginger coming to the sideline, kind of, got tackled from the backside there, and maybe kind of fell on the football a little bit. Looks like he's going to be okay, but good return by Justin Morgan.
Yeah, it seemed like he kind of fell on the ball, kind of trying to catch his breath there. It's always a tough one, get the wind knocked out of you.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 45. 16 seconds to go here in this third quarter, so going to have to run at least one play, obviously. Maybe if it's an incompletion or something quick, you might be able to get a second play going here. But Western Brown offense back out on the field, trying to take the lead again. We're all tied up at 35 apiece. 2 receivers on the left, Morgan in the backfield. Or no, that's Valdez rather in the backfield. He's going to run it off that left side. So with Morgan taking that play off from kind of getting up a little slow on the kickoff, Elijah Valdez does a nice job getting up a couple yards, and that looks like that's going to be the final play of the third quarter here as we tick it down to 0 on the clock. We are all tied up at 35 apiece. Do not go anywhere. We've got fourth quarter action coming up right after this on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Finding that missing shin guard, remembering whether it's a home or away game, getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Cooper Tarvin Insurance. Call 513-752-9960 or visit ctinsurance.net.
Our business is helping you grow. We're Baxler Tractor. We take care of you like family.
We've been growing since 1946. As your Kubota dealer, our focus is to help you grow today and into the future. Stop by one of our locations today, visit with our folks, and see our entire lineup of Kubota products.
Our business is helping you grow.
We're all tied up at 35 apiece. Western Brown has a football, 2nd down and 8 from the 47-yard line. Morgan motions out to the right. Bradford trying to run off that left side. Now cuts it back up to the right. He's past midfield. And actually, I think they're going to spot him right at midfield. So it's going to be 2nd down and about 5, or 3rd down rather, and about 5 here for the Western Brown offense.
Yeah, does a good job picking up a few yards now. 3rd and medium.
So it'll be 3rd and 5 as a couple of subs check in. Good to see Justin Morgan back in there after he was a little slow to get up after that return. 11 and a half minutes to go in the ball game. Western Brown right midfield on the right hash. Empty set, 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Bradford takes the snap, quick throw over towards the sideline, has it complete to Peyton Day. He's going to have enough for the 1st down, still fighting for yards inside the 45. They're going to spot him right about the 40. I think they're going to spot him right on the 40-yard line, so that's going to move the chains. Nice job by Peyton Day, get it out quick, and a nice run after the catch to move the chains.
Easy pitch and catch there, finds Day in stride. Day able to turn upfield and lays a hit on the defender there. Picks up the 1st down, now into Goshen territory.
So Western Brown now headed from right to left on your radio dial in this 4th quarter. Empty set again, 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Bradford takes a snap, running this one all the way, trying to find some room, bounces it back out to the outside, now able to break a tackle and loses the football, and it's on the ground. A penalty flag flies out, and I think Goshen may have got it. Bradford coughed it up, no official signal yet. And now they're going to say that he recovered it. I thought for sure that the Goshen defender got on that football, but there is a penalty flag. And it looks like it's going to be a holding going against Western Brown, so almost a disaster. But Western Brown able to get it back, but the penalty will back them up.
Extremely fortunate as we do get the hold call there against the Broncos. Recover that, maintain possession, but that'll put them back at the 50-yard line with the penalty.
So the penalty will back them up to the original line of scrimmage there, or where the last play started from. So they'll be back to midfield, so they'll be 1st down and 20 now after the holding call. 10:45 to go in the ballgame. Man in the backfield, they're going to hand it to Morgan. Morgan trying to find some room and met right away and dropped for no gain. That was number 53, came flying in there. And I don't even have a number 53 on the roster, but a nice play there by the Goshen defensive front for no gain. It's going to be 2nd down. I think they're going to give him maybe a yard, so it's going to be 2nd down and 19.
And we have the officials signaling for a stoppage and plays. The Goshen players asked to leave the field, so they're allowing them to sub.
So it'll be 2nd down and 19 from the 49, so just past midfield into Goshen territory. Only maybe not even a full yard, about half a yard on that carry from Justin Morgan. 3 receivers on the left, 1 on the right. Bradford takes a snap, rolling to his left, wants to throw, squares his shoulders, going to throw it, has Harmon downfield inside the 30, tries to make a man miss, but able to get him down, but not before 1st down yardage, down to about the 29. Nice job by Braden Harmon to move the chains.
What a cool, calm play from Bradford. Finds Harmon down the field. Harmon able to make a man miss, but kind of loses those footing, still able to pick up the 1st down. Big play there. And chewing up some clock as they drive down deeper into Goshen territory.
Ball's on the 29-yard line. 10 minutes to go in the ballgame. Western Brown trying to retake the lead, tied up at 35 apiece here. Empty set, 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Bradford in the shotgun on the 35, takes a snap. Pretty good protection, steps up in the pocket, going to throw it down the sideline. A little too high, incomplete, intended for Braden Harmon, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
And that one kind of waited back in the pocket, just threw that one away, out of play. Didn't have anything down the field.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 29. Ball spotted on the left hash mark now. They'll go empty again, same formation. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Clock stops with 9:48 to go in the ballgame. Bradford ready for the snap, takes it, and he's going to run this one, going up the middle, now tries to bounce it back out to the left, gets a block, and now he's going to throw it late, has a man behind the defense. Elijah Valdez is in for the touchdown. What a play, and I'm not sure, I think this one's maybe coming back. I'm sure too many men down the field, so the touchdown for now, but I think it's coming back. Offensive line maybe got a little too far down the field, so that was one of those plays where Bradford kind of ran it around for a while, got a big block coming back from his center, but, thought it was a run play, got too far down the field, so that one's coming back.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I always hated those plays as an offensive lineman because you never know when you're supposed to go downfield, you get that signal from your quarterback. You're like, all right, bud, let me lead the way for you. And then they decide to pull up and throw one on you. And there's really nothing you can do about that as an offensive lineman. You're just trying to get your guy some yards.
So they'll go 3 on the right, 2 on the left. It's 2nd down and 15 after the penalty from the 34. Bradford, time to throw. He's going to throw it over the middle. Harmon behind the defense, and he can't bring it in. Braden Harmon had a walk-in touchdown, and he can't quite bring it in, and Harmon would love to have that one back. Great throw from Bradford, and just not able to make the connection. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, Bradford's really been spinning the ball well tonight. Puts a good one out there for Harmon, and that one just falls through the hands, as that one would have been an easy touchdown for the senior wide receiver. But now it's going to be 3rd and long for this offense.
So now it's going to be 3rd down and 15, 9:33 to go. You know, you really got to feel like this is 2-down territory with the way that Goshen's been able to move the ball down the field. Can't give them a chance to try to punt it and pin them here. Bradford looking to throw, has good protection, now rolls out to his right, squares the shoulders late, throws it down the field, has it complete to Valdez. Valdez takes a big shot, and I think he's going to have enough for the first down. It's going to be really close, and there's no official signal yet. And I think they're going to mark him just short. No, they're going to go ahead and move it. It's going to be a first down. So big play from Valdez. Good throw by Bradford.
Yeah, and that was a huge hit he took at the end of that, but able to hang on to the ball and pick up enough yards. Great protection from the offensive line there. Had Bradford standing back there all day. Looked like a statue. Puts a good ball out for Valdez.
So 9 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the ball game. First down and 10 from the 19 now. So inside the 20-yard line is the Western Round offense trying to retake the lead. Bradford, quick throw out to Morgan, has it complete, setting up some blocks, trying to make a man miss, able to get out of the initial tackle, but goes forward for about 5 yards down to the 14. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Bradford's really spinning the ball right now. That was a good one he put out there to Morgan, got it quick to him, and now he runs to the sideline to get the call from Coach O. Taking their time here, trying to chew up some clock.
8.5 left in the ball game. 2nd down and 5 from the 14. All tied up at 35 apiece. Western Brown still has all 3 of their timeouts. Goshen has 2 timeouts remaining in this ball game. Western Brown trying to take their first lead of the 4th quarter here after Goshen was able to tie things up late in the 3rd. Morgan in the backfield with Bradford. Harmon on the left, 3 on the right. Hand off to Morgan, tries to bounce it out to the right, and he's going to be slung down. Thought he was going to get away from that initial tackler, but then dropped, and a penalty flag flies in late. And it looks like it's going to be going against, I believe, Western Brown as maybe a personal foul as they kind of talk things over here.
And we're still waiting on the call from the officials. They're signaling now.
So it is going to be a personal foul going against Western Brown. I think it was on one of the offensive linemen. I didn't see. Obviously, we don't have the PA system. Don't hear the number, which I don't think they really call the number out in high school anyways. But that's going to back them all the way up to the 29 now. So after a 2nd down and manageable, going to be 2nd down and about a quarter of a mile here for Western Brown now after the penalty.
Yeah, and that was after the play, so they do lose the down, so it's going to be 3rd down now.
So correction, 3rd down and 20 now. Bradford takes a snap, has really good protection, looking over the middle. Now he's going to roll out to his right, avoids the tackle. Going to throw it down towards the end zone, trying to get it to someone. That's Peyton Day, and he catches it. No signal yet. They're going to say out of bounds. There is a penalty flag, though. We'll check that. I think it's going to be a holding. I would imagine that Goshen would just decline that penalty and make it 4th down, but we'll see. We'll check the official call.
Yeah, right at that line of scrimmage, they are going to signal hold.
So they're going to wave off the penalty. So now a 4th down and 20 with 7:40 to go in the ball game. And Coach Osborne has the offense out there as of right now to go for it. We'll see what they decide to do, but 4th and long here. You are down inside Goshen territory pretty far, so it looks like they're going to go for it here.
And you can still pick up a first down if you don't get it, potentially just like a punt.
Bradford has some pressure, now has to roll out to his left. He's going to throw it late, and it's going to fall incomplete. So some pressure came from Jomar Berg, causes the errant throw, and that's going to be an incomplete pass. It's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, tough one there for Western Brown. You get all the way down inside the 20 and then get set back behind the chains a couple different times. That's going to be a tough one.
So Western Brown defense going to have to come up with a stop now. 7:34 to go in the ball game. Still plenty of time. Both teams with some multiple timeouts. We'll see if the Western Brown defense can come up with a big stop of their own. But again, that was a great drive going, and it just stalled out down there inside the 20. Some penalties got them too far behind the sticks, and then Harmon with a, don't want to sound negative or anything, but with a drop that would have been a touchdown. And Western Brown going to have to figure things out on the defensive end here and try to come up with a stop.
Yeah, and had the one called back as well with the ineligible down the field. Maybe that's the stop in this game. The defense finally gets off the field for Goshen.
Going to hand it off to Crawley. That one goes for no yards, so that's going to be I'm going to give him about one, I think, maybe a half a yard. So a nice job by the Western Brown front. Puts him in a second and long.
Yeah, Ty Spalding knifed right in there, caught him around the legs, brings him down quick.
So we're going to call that second down and 9.5, just past the ball's right on the 30-yard line. 3 men on the left, one on the right. Crawley in the backfield behind Slusher. They're going to hand it to Crawley off that left side. He's able to go through the initial line brought down by a couple of Broncos. It's going to be third down and about 5 here for the Goshen offense.
Yeah, another play. Spalding in there again, able to wrap up those ankles, get some help from his teammates too.
So you're going to spot it right on the 34 where it's third down and 5. A chance for Western Brown to put him in a fourth down situation here and force a decision. 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the ball game. Still tied up at 35 apiece. Slusher in the shotgun. 2 receivers on either side. Ready for the snap. Takes it. Looking to throw. Has time. Going to throw it down the right sideline. Trying to get it to him. And it's going to be complete. And Jomar Berg is behind the defense. And Dre Mitchell can't run him down. And it's going to be a touchdown for Goshen. What a play on 3rd and 5. Berg ran underneath of it. And nobody with that breakaway speed was going to catch him. And Goshen retakes the lead with 6:21 to go in the ballgame.
Yeah, and that one kind of hung in the air for a while. Mitchell just not able to get to it to knock it away. And Berg answers that one. Runs about 60 yards with the ball in his hands.
And it was almost like kind of underthrown enough that Mitchell had to turn all the way around and just didn't give him time to get in the lane of the throw. But Berg does the rest. That breakaway speed we've seen it already once here tonight. Extra points up and on the way. That one was almost blocked, but it goes through. Makes it a 42-35 ball game. Still a lot of time. 6:21 to go. Take a short break. We'll be right back on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Hey, sports fan! Did you know the OHSAA is among the national leaders in social media? Check out the OHSAA's social media platforms for news, tournament information, accomplishments, helpful links, and all the items available in the fan guide, including photos, DVDs, and publications. Check out OHSAA Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram. And who knows, you may be the next featured face.
C103 99.5.
Welcome back in here. Goshen with a big play on third down. Takes it a long way to the house to make it a 42-35 game, but still a lot of time left. Western Brown's got to find a way to get down the field, tie this thing up, and then try to figure out a way to maybe steal another possession. Maybe we see another onside kick, and just defense, just struggling to find a way to get out the field. And give credit to the Goshen offense. They've got some big playmakers, and they're making some plays here in this game.
Yeah, and Western's had a couple chances, third down opportunities there, and Goshen just, I think they kind of got away with one there. Duck got thrown up in the air, and Berg able to reel it in, and the defenders ran into each other, and he shows that elite speed getting to the end zone. Western Brown got to find an answer here offensively.
Line drive kick is going to take a bounce over on the far side and goes past Loudermilk. He's not able to scoop it up, and now inside the 10 is going to try to, and he loses the football, and this is a disaster. Goshen still fighting for it in the end zone, no signal yet, and Goshen has a touchdown. Loudermilk had trouble with it. It bounced over his head and then took a shot, and the ball bounced right into the end zone, and Goshen is able to fall on it. So some special teams went the way of the Broncos in the third quarter, going the way of the Goshen Warriors here in the fourth quarter. And now Goshen's going to have a 2-score lead with 6:13 to go.
Yeah, that was a unfortunate turn of events there for the Broncos as they get the ball back, potentially with a chance to go tie this thing up late in this ball game, and momentum swinging back in the favor of the Warriors here late.
Chance Martin going to try to kick the extra point to make it a 49-35 ball game after the special teams fumble there, and that's going to be up and good from Chance Martin. Makes it a 49-35 ball game in favor of Goshen. But, man, all the momentum swung the way of the Broncos in that third quarter. And now here in the fourth quarter, all that momentum going back to the Goshen sideline. And, you know, unfortunately, we've seen a couple times this year on special teams where they've had some trouble kind of holding on to the ball and doing some of those things, and it just comes back to bite him there. And, you know, it was tough on Loudermilk. Took a big bounce and went over his head. He thought he was gonna be able to scoop it up. And then when you're running the wrong way, you know, trying to pick up the ball and you know, tried to make something out of nothing and just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, and the turf gets a little slippery too. Ball bouncing there, picked that ball up, got hit in the right spot, flies around. You saw the Goshen player there try to jump on it initially, kind of squirted it away from him, but eventually able to jump on that for another touchdown.
So there's still 6:13 to go. Western Brown going to receive the kick here. And, again, all three timeouts for Western Brown. You got to find a way to score quick and try to steal a possession, maybe see another onside kick, maybe try for another turnover or something, try to flip that momentum back in their way. They did it before. Maybe they could do it again. But, you know, the special teams for Goshen coming up big here so far in this fourth quarter. And, you know, now as fast as Western Brown scored a couple of touchdowns, Goshen turns it right around and does the same thing.
Yeah, it's been a wild game, a fun one here in Week 10.
So Goshen has it teed up on the 40-yard line. Martin will kick it away. Another short end-over-end kick will bounce, and it's going to be swatted, and they're going to be able to scoop it up and goes out of bounds. I think that's one of the offensive linemen able to scoop it up, number 52, Brandon Marsh, and able to get the possession. Pretty decent field position past the 25, about the 26-yard line. So, again, you know, the special teams, Chance Martin's kind of finding some gaps in that coverage, you know, down the field for Western Brown, just kind of putting it in no man's land, and it's been pretty effective. That time Western Brown's able to avoid the disaster.
Yeah, these kickers and special teams coaches kind of learning throughout the game where those holes are.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 27. They'll go empty set, 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Bradford takes a snap, looking this way. He's going to throw it. Has it complete to Valdez. Valdez driven out of bounds by 3 or 4 tacklers there. Is going to go forward for a positive gain. Nice little throw and catch on first down. Will make it 2nd down and pretty manageable here for Western Brown.
Yeah, and being down 2 scores now, you got to play a little bit quicker, go back to that 2-minute style offense.
5:50 to go here in the ball game. Same formation from Western Brown. Bradford takes a snap, has a little trouble with it, now gets it, rolls out to his left, wants to throw it. He's going to throw it deep down the sideline. Loudermilk trying to get it, and penalty flags fly out as the defender that time had a handful of the jersey of Loudermilk, and that's going to be pass interference going on the defense.
Yeah, Loudermilk did a great job there, kind of keeping that separation with his, I believe that was his right arm, and keeping that left arm free. And the defender, the only thing he could do there was kind of grab him and hold him up. That'll be 15 for the Broncos offense.
And I got to say, this referee down here on the near sideline in front of Western Brown, I mean, he threw that flag. I mean, he out-threw the back. He threw that flag about 35 yards down the field. That was a heck of a toss. Might have been a right-handed pitcher back in the day. World Series starting tonight, a little baseball action.
Got a little extra weight in that thing.
So it'll be 1st down now all the way up to almost midfield. They're going to put it on the 49-yard line. So penalty moves it up for Western Brown. Same formation, 3 on the right, 2 on the left. Bradford in the shotgun, takes the snap. Pretty good protection, looking over the middle now, rolls out to his left. Squares the shoulders late. It's going to throw it late down the sideline and just kind of throw it away. Nobody home. Had some pressure coming off that backside. Wisely gets rid of it. Clock stops with 5:31 to go.
Yeah, Goshen did a good job defensively getting after him, not giving him enough time. Had to roll out of the pocket, held on to the last second, and just threw it out of play towards Loudermilk.
So it's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 49-yard line now after the incompletion. Same formation from Goshen. 3 on the right, 2 on the left. 5:31 to go in the ballgame. Western Brown trying to find a way to claw their way back into this thing. Bradford, really good protection. Now rolls out to his right, throws it late. Has a man, Harmon. He's able to bring it in. Nice play on the back end by Jomar Berg to get to him right away, but another 1st down completion down to the 35. And Western Brown going to try to get up there quick and keep the momentum going rather than 37.
That was a really good catch from Harmon, able to bring that in under pressure, coming back towards the football. Big 1st down.
Clock moves with 5:15 to go. 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line. Bradford rolls to his left, throws it late, has it complete. Loudermilk goes out of bounds. He'll have another 1st down. Clock stops. Nice little throw on the run by Bradford. Moves the chains and stops the clock with 5:06 to go.
Yeah, good completion on the run. Loudermilk understands where he is on the field, gets those both feet in, and out of bounds. Goshen timeout.
So it's going to be first down and 10 from the 26-yard line. So again, Western Brown putting a drive together here, has to try to find a way to score relatively quick. And then it's decision time. Do you go for the onside kick? You still have all three of your timeouts, but, Western Brown, the defense has kind of struggled to get those stops. So, I would assume you try something there on that. If you can score here first, that's, first things first, got to score some points here. But, if you can get that touchdown, I think you just got to go for that onside kick and try to steal that extra possession and try to drive the field with no time left.
Yeah, and it might be one of those, too, where they try to pick their spot and maybe get a pooch or something out there to we'll see what Coach Patton decides to do in that situation, given the opportunity. Obviously, like you said, you got to score here.
So it'll be first and 10 from the 26. Again, just over 5 minutes to go in the ballgame. 5:06 to go here in the fourth quarter. Goshen leads 49-35 over Western Brown here on senior night. 3 on the right, Loudermilk on the left. Morgan in the backfield with Bradford off to his right hip. Bradford rolling out to his right, wants to throw it. Squares the shoulders late, throws it downfield towards the end zone, and Elijah Valdez brings it in for a touchdown. What a throw on the run by Dion Bradford. And we're an extra point away from a 7-point game, and 4:59 to go. Still plenty of time on the clock. Nice job by Western Brown.
Yeah, and a patient concept, too. They get the sprint out, and Bradford really just hung back there. He had some short intermediate stuff, not open, and then he sees Valdez flashing deep, gets beyond those safeties, able to bring that one in, puts a good ball on him too, and Valdez brings it in for 6.
So Naomi Coveron to kick the extra point, and it's kind of a short end-over-end kick, but it is up and good. A couple of bodies hit the ground there, a little traffic in the middle, but makes it a 7-point game again, 49-42. So we're back to a one-score game here, still in favor of Goshen, but again, now you give yourself a chance. You at least give yourself a chance to make the decision or try to get a big stop on that defensive side. I would imagine if, Goshen is able to retain possession here, I think you said earlier, a heavy dose of Mr. Crowley, I would assume, is what we'll see. And, they've had a lot of success running the football here tonight, but, you never know. Western Brown, we saw it there earlier, had those 3 kind of crazy scores in a row, and we'll see what they decide to do. Coach Chaz Patton, they're trying to leave it all out here on the field in Week 10, and we'll see what they decide to do here with 4:59 to go in the ballgame.
Yeah, this might be kind of an all-stops thing. You might see that Little Giants annexation of Puerto Rico on special teams coming out here. I don't know. But Coach Patton, he's obviously got things dialed in tonight. A couple turnovers here on kickoffs.
Man, Little Giants reference. What a pull. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. So Jetter's going to tee it up on that far side on the 40-yard line. Goshen's got a lot of bodies right around that 50, kind of expecting what they tried earlier. Got multiple guys there, kind of in the middle, a couple kind of offset on either side. So Goshen fully expecting an onside kick, only one man back deep to receive for Goshen. So maybe if they can kick it over the top and find kind of a weak spot, we'll see what they decide to do. Jetter's going to try the onside kick. It bounces up, and this time they're able to fall on it. So a good job there by Goshen. I believe that was number 2, Brody Flynn, that came away with the football. So a good job scooping that one up. Jetter that was another really good onside kick, about the right speed. It's not quite enough time to get down there. Didn't take a funny bounce, just hopped right to him. So they will have the football on the 47-yard line. And Western Brown defense, all 3 timeouts. Goshen down to their final timeout. So if Western Brown can find a way to get a stop here, get off the field, get the football back, you never know.
Yeah, and I think you know what they're going to do. They're going to hand it to their star running back and just try to get 3-4 yards a carry at least. And Western Brown going to stack the box here to try to slow that down.
So first and 10 from the 47-yard line. 1 on the left, 2 on the right. They're going to hand it to Crowley off the right side. Gets a couple of yards, goes up past midfield, and gets spun down. A couple of tacklers. And it's going to be inside Western Brown territory, about a 5-yard run on first down. Will make it 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, and you've got to go single coverage. Trust your guys on the edge to go man-to-man and just put those safeties inside to slow down this run. They're going to chew up every second of this play clock.
And we'll see when Coach Osborne decides to start using timeouts. Still 4.5 minutes here, so going to hold on to him for now, trying to find a way to put him in a 3rd or 4th and long situation, and then maybe start using him at that point. 4:18 to go in the ball game. Slusher takes a snap, hands it to Crowley up the middle, and this one goes for a very short gain. It's going to make it a 3rd down and about 3.5, maybe 4-yard situation. And just the clock's going to roll under 4 minutes to go here after this in between plays.
And here's your play right here for this defense. You know where they're going with it. They've done it all night long.
So again, kind of trying to put them in a 4th down situation. Maybe take a timeout and then make them make a decision. 3:45 to go in the ballgame. Clock continues to roll. They're going to use up that entire play clock. Coach Elkin may use his final timeout here. We'll see. Now it looks like they're going to get up and snap it. They got 3 bunched on the right, 1 out wide on the left. A little bit of confusion getting lined up here. 3 seconds on the play clock. They'll snap it. Hand it to Crowley. He's going up the middle. He's going to be close. I'll see where they spot it. I think he's going to have enough, and they're going to go ahead and move the chains. So Crowley moves the chains for Goshen. Big run by him. And now we're getting down inside 3.5 minutes. Going to have to start using those timeouts here soon.
Yeah, now when they kind of go outside guard, maybe even tackle on that one, Crawley able to turn up field though off of that and get just enough for that first down. Western Brown, though, still has 3 timeouts, so they still got a chance to slow this clock down.
So I think here you got to let them run that first down play, and then you got to start using some timeouts. It'll be inside 3 minutes by the time they snap this one. 3:08 to go in the game, 10 seconds on the play clock. Same formation here from Goshen. 2 receivers lined up wide. Slusher in the backfield, hands it to Crowley, coming off the right side, has some positive yardage down to about the 40. So about a 3-yard gain. And now Coach Osborne going to start. He's going to hold on to that timeout here. So 2:49 to go, still holding on to him.
Yeah, interesting decision there from Coach. Got this clock dwindling down. You're still down 1 score.
So they're going to try to maybe run one more, let them run one more play here and stop them and then start using. But going to be down near just over 2 minutes by the time they run this play. 2:28 to go, 14 seconds on the play clock. Same formation from Goshen. Slusher in the shotgun. Takes a snap, hands it to Crowley off that left side, trying to get to the edge. Puts the shoulders down and runs under a couple tacklers. Spalding brings him down, but now inside the 30, down to the 25. 2:13 to go, and now, again, time not on the side of the Broncos. Goshen trying to run this thing out.
Yeah, and with those timeouts, maybe one more first down for them, and that'll about seal it.
.205 to go, 22 seconds on the play clock. Goshen has it 1st and 10 on the 24. Under 2 to go now, minute 54. 3 on the right, 1 on the left. Slusher in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Crowley going up the middle, bounces off a tackler, keeps the legs turning, fights for some extra yards down about the 20. And now Coach Osborne going to start using those timeouts with a minute 41 to go and about a 5-yard gain on first down for Goshen.
And not a lot of time left now, a minute 41. They burn their first timeout inside the 20. Goshen doing exactly what they want to do in this situation, just keep the ball on the ground, keep it inside those sidelines, keep that clock running, 4 or 5 yards a carry. That'll be all they need for Coach Elkin.
So a minute 41 to go in the ball game. It's 2nd down and 5. The ball's on the 19-yard line, so it's going to have to be a couple of quick stops and some timeouts to give yourself a chance. But, I mean, we've seen, you're getting close to, I think Martin's got a pretty good boot on those extra points. I mean, you would think if you get a couple more yards, even if you get, maybe in a 3rd down situation, or a 4th down situation, rather, maybe they just elect to try to kick a field goal. I mean, he's got a pretty big boot on that right foot. You're getting inside of a potential field goal range here for him as well.
Potentially, that's one of those situations. So maybe you weigh that as a coach. Do you risk the block happening? Because Dre's been in there pretty quick on a couple of those, been close to blocking extra points. So we'll see. I would expect them to keep this on the ground, though, for the remainder of the game.
Crowley has it, moving the pile, fighting for extra yards, and he's going to be close. I think he's going to be a little bit short, so it's probably going to be a 3rd down. No, they're going to move the chain. So Crowley does a nice job moving the pile. And now a couple more plays, and that's going to just about put a bow on it as now, Western Brown has their back against the wall with a minute 34 to go.
Yeah, that's a tough one. You still have 2 timeouts in your pocket, but another first down for this Goshen offense. They are continuing to chew up this clock.
Minute 20 to go. Clock continues to roll, and Goshen now taking their time. It's going to be 1st and 10 inside the 15-yard line. Slusher takes the snap, hands it to him. Good play that time by the Bronco front to get to him quick. Does maybe gets a yard. And now Coach Osborne going to use his second timeout with 1:03 to go. And now at this point, on first down, this will be second down. You're really hoping for a turnover at this point because you got one more timeout, and after that, if they can run it on third down and get positive yards, they'd be able to go for it even on fourth down. And even if they don't get anything, would leave you maybe just a few seconds left.
Yeah, I think at most you're looking at maybe 15 seconds with play time and all of that. So not a lot of time going to be left in this one if Goshen's able to hang on to that ball. Obviously, Western Brown going to be going after that heavily.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to do that math on the – I can do the 79 yards, but I'm not going to try to count down the seconds here on this one. If they so, again, I would be – absolutely shocked to see anything but a run here from Mr. Crowley. So 1:03 to go. You still have a timeout. Goshen does still have a timeout. I thought they were out of timeouts, but they do still have one timeout left. So if they get in a hairy situation, they can take a timeout and stop it if they need to avoid a delay a game or anything like that. But 1:03, kind of a heavy formation here from Goshen. Slusher in the shotgun, Crowley right behind him. Slusher takes the snap, going to hand it to him. Nice job coming off the edge there. I believe that was Parker again, gets in there and drops him. So they're going to use their final timeout with 59 seconds to go. So it's going to be a third down and about 7. I think they're going to give him about a yard on that. So you're going to give yourself a chance to put him in a fourth down scenario possibly. But again, even on fourth down, if you decide to go for it or if they decide to kick the field goal, going to leave you very, very little time.
Yeah, I couldn't see them attempting a field goal in this situation with the time that's left. Western Brown now out of timeouts. I think you keep it on the ground and then maybe just throw one out of the end zone. Give them as little time as possible to make a run down the field with, again, maybe right around 15 seconds with plays and everything. Maybe 10, I don't know. This depends how much time they can run off the clock in this situation, but Western Brown going to be going after that football.
I mean, I'll go down there and try one if Goshen wants me to. I think I can, I don't know, still recovering from that hamstring injury from, 10-year-old baseball practice. That's a story for another day. But third down and 5, they'll call it from the 10. 59 seconds to go here. Western Brown now out of timeouts. Going to have to come up with a third down stop here and put him in a fourth down decision. They're going to hand it off to Crowley. They're going to get him down short of the first down, so it is going to be fourth down. But with the play clock and game clock down to 50, there's about an 11-second difference or so maybe on that game clock, maybe 10 seconds. So they're going to be able to run it here if they can't. They don't have to score. If they can get a first down, they got 4 yards to go. So if they can get 4 yards here, that would ice it. If they don't, Western Brown's going to get the ball back with just about 10 seconds rather. I think Coach Elkins just going to let it run down. He does have that timeout, so he'll let it run all the way down to 1 on the play clock and take that final timeout. So under 20 to go now. Again, just about an 11-second difference on the game clock and the play clock. Coach Elkins standing right beside the referee and now going to take it. So 11 seconds to go. So Goshen is going to run a play. So, we'll see what they decide to do. I mean, this could be one of those things where you see that Slusher may kind of fake the handoff and just do a rollout and try to waste as much time as he can and then throw one away or something like that, or just try to run for it himself. But maybe kind of put him on like a kind of a wheel, to chew up some extra time. You don't have to get the first down necessarily if you can use up as much of that time as possible.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things, too. You see teams doing now, kind of running with the ball around, run until you have only maybe a couple seconds left and just throw it out of the back of the end zone and chuck it, throw it out of bounds. But 11 seconds is a lot of time. Western in this situation earlier in the game kind of brought some pressure, and we'll see what they do here. But they're obviously stacking the box. I think, potentially just going to hand this one to Crowley and let him take it in.
Yeah, I mean, you think if you got maybe 7 or less seconds, you can kind of do something to waste time. But here, probably just going to hand it off. Even if you don't get it, only going to leave them a few seconds to try to go down the field. And now some movement up front. And if that's an offsides, that's your ball game. And it is. It's an offsides penalty on Western Brown. So that's going to give Goshen a free first down and that's going to do it. They can just take a knee now, no timeouts left. And so Western Brown trying to get off the ball quick and get a stop. Oh, no, just kidding. That only gives them, so I guess it was more than 4th and 4 because that still keeps it 4th down, but it's 4th and about 1 yard now instead of 4 or 5. Slusher in the shotgun, and now looks over to the sideline to Coach Elkins. Still 14 seconds on the play clock. Probably going to run one more play here, and if they get about a yard, the ball game will be over. Slusher's going to keep it himself, and he's going to run it in for the touchdown. So Caden Slusher takes it off that right side, and he goes in for the touchdown to put a seal on this one. So Goshen's going to come away with a big win here on a Friday night, and that would really seal the deal for them in the playoff hunt. And that's going to be a tough one for Western Brown here on senior night. Played a really good football game, a really exciting one, but just come up a little bit short here as they still haven't added the points to the scoreboard. So maybe there was a penalty on that play. So maybe this one's not quite over yet.
And they are walking the ball back now right about the 15-yard line.
So it was a holding, but now with only 6 seconds left and 4th and whatever, I mean, I would think that they're just going to kind of roll like what we talked about before. Just roll Slusher out to the right or left and let him use about 5 seconds and then chuck one out of bounds. No reason to try to throw it to the end zone and score. We'll see what they decide to do. Yep, they're going to hand it to Crowley off that right side. He keeps the play alive, 3 seconds. And we'll see. There's going to be 1 second left. And Western Brown, no, it's going to be a first down. So Crowley seals the deal for Goshen. It's a first down, and that's going to take us to the end. So Western Brown had a chance to get off the field there. They haven't spotted the ball yet, but the far side judge said go ahead and move it. Now they're going to give it to Western Brown. So a little miscommunication between the referees, kind of back and forth. The far side referee initially did the, move the chains for first down. So Western Brown is going to get it with 1 second left. So we're probably now Goshen players coming out to shake hands, and the coaches are getting them back on the sideline. They thought it was over. So Western Brown is going to have one chance to run one play with 1 second left. So, we might see one of the old Cal Stanford type play. I mean, I think that's your only option here, unless you just run some verticals and you get someone behind the defense. But I would think that, Goshen's going to have a couple of defenders about 40 or 50 yards down the field.
Yeah, I wouldn't see them having those safeties any closer than about 30 yards to the football as Western Brown going to try some sort of trickery. Goes back to the schoolyard here for this play.
So you're going to have to go 95 yards with 1 second. So this will be the final play of the game, barring some kind of penalty that would give you a free play. And now Bradford going to throw it deep, and that one's just going to fall to the turf incomplete. So that's going to be it, and it goes incomplete. And Goshen, rather than a two-score win, is going to win this game by 7, 49-42. And Goshen's going to come away with a win and spoil senior night here for Western Brown. And, really just a really good back-and-forth football game. We kind of thought that it would be a high-scoring type of football game. Both these teams have scored a lot of points on the season, and Western Brown gave themselves a real chance to win this football game in that third quarter, where they came up with some big plays on special teams, but they just come up a little bit short. Not quite enough gas left in the tank to come up with a win. And Goshen's going to win this one 49-42. But man, what a football game in Week 10 here at Western Brown.
Yeah, it was a fun one to end the season on. Obviously not the direction we wanted that one to go, but what a tough ball game all night long. We saw some big momentum swings both ways for both teams, and a tough one for Western Brown, but Goshen gets a big road win to end it and potentially earn themselves a home field advantage. We'll see as everything comes out tomorrow.
So, again, final score from this one, 49-42 in favor of the Goshen Warriors. Western Brown put up a really good fight and really, never quit on the game and got a couple extra possessions, but just can't quite get over that hump there late in the game. And Goshen's going to come away with a big win here on senior night. Again, congratulations to all the seniors at Western Brown. I'm going to go through and try to name all of them. Zayden Nichols, Elijah Valdez, Justin Morgan had a great senior season, especially in the second half. Ty Spalding has been awesome to watch over the past couple of years. Montana Wells, Isaiah Loudermilk, Braden Harmon, Adam Pena's a junior. Aiden Jetter, is a senior. Carter Saylor, Dre Mitchell in his first season here at Western Brown, only one season as a senior. Jaclay Newland played a lot tonight, had a couple of big plays. Naomi Cover did a great job kicking the football this year. Raymond Bowman, Connor Hodge, Evan Allen, Landon Basham, and Nate King, the seniors here on this football team. So congratulations to them on their career. And, maybe not the way your senior season wanted to go, but, you had a chance to win 3 of your last 4 there and really kind of came on and played a really great game against New Richmond, got the win against Batavia, and, really, I think a credit to those kids and kind of what Coach Osborne was saying. It would have been really easy at 0-6 to just throw it in and say, forget it, this is a lost season. And you see that sometimes in high school sports where, you get off to a rough start, especially in football. You only play 10 games, so, you lose 2 or 3 in a row. It's a big deal. It's not like basketball where you play 20, 25 games. But, at the end of the day, it was a fun team to watch. The kids kept fighting all year long. Deion Bradford, leaps and bounds improved over the season. And Justin Morgan had himself a heck of a senior season. So, again, congratulations to all those seniors. And, maybe didn't end the way they wanted it to. And it's always tough to watch that. You remember that feeling of your last game. Some of these guys getting some looks to play at the next level. So hopefully they get to do that. But, for a lot of these guys, getting ready to go take the pads off for the last time is always tough. But, again, congratulations to them on a great career. And it was a fun one to call here tonight for sure.
Yeah, really fun, and obviously a good one to end on. And you always feel for those seniors playing their last game of their career. For some of these guys, some of them obviously want to play at that next level, but it's the last time they'll ever step foot and play under these lights on Friday nights. And just feel for those guys, and going out with a loss, it's always tough at home.
So, again, final score 49-42. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back with more of our postgame show on 99.5 The Edge and Good Guys Radio TV.
Your plan is ready. It's time to build. At CMT Components, we design and manufacture quality building materials for your custom job. If you need metal panels and trim, trusses, or even a complete pole barn package, we do it all, including delivering right to your job site. To get started, call us at 937-446-3400. You can also check us out online or stop by our office in Sardinia, Ohio to discuss your plans today. Let's get building.
Welcome back in here. We're going to go ahead and name our player, or should I say players of the game. We're going to give it to the entire senior class that we just went through and named all their names. And, again, it's a couple of the guys, specifically Ty Spalding's had a great career, all-time tackles leader here at Western Brown, and I think he's going to get some offers to play at that next level. Zayden Nichols, also one of those guys getting some looks to play at that next level, taking some visits, and they were 2 kids that were really exciting to watch. Justin Morgan finally got healthy here as a senior and had a great senior season. We've seen Braden Harmon have some huge plays. He's been getting a lot of time even since he was a freshman and sophomore. I got to give a lot of credit to Aiden Jetter and Naomi Cover coming on this year. I don't think either one of them's ever done any of the kicking duties here. They've had a couple of different kickers over the past few years, usually get a couple of people off the soccer team. And, Naomi Cover, I think you said, has only maybe missed 1 extra point the whole season, and I think that one might have been blocked. So she's had a heck of a senior season stepping in here and kicking those extra points. And, like I said, I remember that feeling, and I was fortunate enough to get to play baseball at that collegiate level. You played football at the collegiate level. And, I kind of remember after our last conference tournament game, and we didn't win and move on to the next round, and you just kind of you get back on the bus and you sit down and go, what am I going to do now? It's kind of that feeling of like, well, here's another phase of my life. So, congratulations to all of them. And it's always tough especially to go out with a loss on senior night, and Coach Osborne, talking with them down there. Got to give a lot of credit to Dre Mitchell too, and Montana